Cryo's still in a little bit of a...
Cover me, cover me, cover me.
It's not defeat that defines you. It's how you bounce back. Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
risky position. Gonna have to.
They never buy Outlaw. Outlaw is so good though.
Go awry here, but it's not like you have the potential here to confidently wallbang.
Wow, what the fuck? Fast play.
The stinger's coming out, and it's a double from
It's working.
Cryo. Long range with an operator.
Oh,
exactly
what a play!
Around the corner, doesn't deny the spike play.
Cryo as well.
3-on-3. Ye's finally gone to Cryo. Superman alongside one more to take on the rest of this round for EG to finally get a round down for EG. And it's not happening for now.
One more remaining
in a 1v3. It's the young Icy. Can he find a pixel? Two players are off to his right, but he's looking for Cryo off of the mid side. Cryo.
Observer?
Cryo's not going to spot him.
The fuck?
Not Yay. Icy.
What's happening right now?
With an opportunity. Icy trying to put
on. Did he pick up the off from last round? Oh, maybe he did. You're right. That could be true. That could be true. He might have got the off from last.
Very late buy, but even so, Ye kept it exciting. He got the first two and the only two kills for EG. That first
no, he didn't. Had to buy it. Oh, okay.
You don't expect that. You don't think that was gonna really be able to connect the way it does and win that trade. But he even converts on a secondary, opens the opportunity for maybe EG to get that thrifty in there.
Okay, full buy.
But not to be found. And a 4-0 start.
They're probably gonna get the Sobalt
beginning for this 100
or KO
defense. Where again previously we saw.
What do you prioritize?
Last match, yeah. It was the attacking side that was looking strong, but here, 400 Thieves, it is the defensive side that's begun quite
maybe
on the upper hand
KO?
for EG. Wishing they could get a little bit more here. Reminder that there were two flawlesses in here.
Wait, what?
Well.
Through mid.
Superman's already going to start things off real sharp. Back over
KO and
Silva
plant.
100T, they drop a contact. They might need to regather that position, reuse the util there. And EG, they continue to
Asuna?
Asuna? Now Asuna picks up the first.
He's wiggling.
But not going to be able to take down Nature.
Big kill.
So a lot more work needs to be done
EG clapping back.
EG
clapping back.
Only EU. He already got himself an ace a
Asuna's
little bit earlier,
so
but
crazy.
that was with all of his teammates being alive. And it's not like this might... it's not like this isn't possible. EU has a couple of one-on-ones to get.
Okay, they're in.
Pick them down first. EG
they're online.
First round.
You get to wait for Null Command to go away as well, or at least wait for the suppression to be gone. Didn't have any util to work.
They're online.
EG find themselves finally getting that one round on board. Cryo being the first death was pretty large, and that was a pretty reasonable outdoor rifle versus operator.
Do I still watch CS?
Rifle actually gets
Not too much lately.
And it's all about being able to control and flood that site. And a 1v4 is not looking very likely as we'll move to the next round now with Ye, Bladestorm at the ready, and everyone else has got rifles, so standard. Sorry, I lied. I don't really have anything.
No, not exactly, but they still have the manpower.
Nice try.
3 players here on A. This Understeer though, sweeping things up.
What is happening?
And that's a bit unfortunate. Nature with a bit of income.
They're already broke. They lost one. Ooh.
Surely with Ye on a one-on-one against
Crispy.
Cryo.
Wait, Ye's looking
Headshot from Ye.
Prime potentially.
Counteracting a little bit, but
starting off a little hot.
EG, this is just a massive round for the future of this half. They need to stay perfect. They need to keep that score even here. EG. They're really building them.
They are broke though. They lost one round.
5 players staying alive. And that could continue to be the case. Boostio looking for exits.
It's on.
Yeah, he also didn't even die because he's playing full Bladestorm and he's resets on those as well.
Any guns for him?
Twice,
no,
now
no one died. Okay.
Parts of the round here, obviously the 2 flawless.
But I watched party of the major.
It was the first 2 rounds.
It would be cool. I just don't know like. I just don't know the schedule and etc. Like I don't know my schedule.
No, it's 100%. We're losing momentum here. EG gained 2 rounds in a row. I started to look good in those rounds, particularly the last one with the flawless.
All right, off back on Cryo.
Saved mostly in that previous round.
Let's see how he plays
back
it.
To an important gun round. We being 100T.
I want to see Cryo. Fuck.
Now secure round to make sure they're not broke again.
He's playing up.
Xander pushed up beyond the wall.
He whiffs. He whiffs.
Didn't get it. Wow, Xander.
Damn.
Completely whiffs that.
Damn.
No, that's just ridiculous. Xander missing out on that shot, but more importantly, what a kill coming in from EG. And now this side's completely lost for, the 100T. No way they can fight this immediately with the Viper wall right in front of them, but oh my goodness, EU
wow.
picking up
the cover. Wow. Boostio.
Real kill from Boostio. Two huge kills from Boostio. Still now a 1v2, and this is
Didn't
very
get him.
possible.
Didn't get him.
Superman has a 1-on-2 in front of him, but the Viper's Pit is there. Can he isolate a 1-on-1? No, he can't. Boostio doesn't nail his shot either. This is just an awkward situation here for Superman. He's still trying to somehow isolate these two players from 100T, but they stay connected to one another. They're glued to each other at the moment with a spike right in front of them.
Yeah, 100 Thieves bailing teammates out. Cryo getting flashed. Looked like it was going to be a freebie for EG, but 100 Thieves working as a team there.
They're flanking?
Spike is still on the ground, and 100T are going to
30 seconds left.
back away.
No,
but
they're
play
holding.
together. With the amount of time remaining, as long as Superman can make the cross
He
happen.
can grab
which
bomb. He doesn't know that
he
though.
had the toxic screen up, and now he's going to cross with it down. He might need to just activate really quickly.
Last player standing.
Oh,
Position of eating like my 4-year-old daughter? Wait, really?
I would have assumed it would have been better for him to.
I feel like eating with one knee up is so comfortable.
Maybe
Not gonna lie. It's not proper, but it's comfortable.
Maybe that was the expectation. Maybe that was the expectation where, you know, it's a tell that, you know, hey, the wall goes up and, you know, Shirley is trying to go
I'm
for
like
the
a fucking
swing,
goblin, eh?
and then at that point, somebody else swings out over in the outside to maybe cover his angle. I don't know. I really don't. A lot of different
I'm munching on a
circumstances there at the
breakfast
very end,
burrito.
but
Sure,
yeah, to be honest, it's still a decent effort, right?
It does end up being that, you know, it's clear that.
How do I feel about my Roomy Rumble team? We're winning it all. I have full confidence in us. I'm gonna carry Counter-Strike. Danny's gonna carry League. Ray's gonna carry NBA. And then Yvonne and Cutie are gonna carry us in Trackmania.
High action round.
We're actually
in
locked.
that previous round. But 100 Thieves, after the attack timeout, that was a very necessary win for them.
This now leaves EG in this next round. Not exactly at a loss. They have the rifles they need, but in the early round now, they haven't made any attempts over towards the A side. If anything, they've just been trying to deny the information that 100 Thieves have been trying to get deeper into this A main area. But look at the watch for EG and the rest of this map. They're really looking for 100 Thieves to make a misstep.
Look, this is classic EG. This is what everyone says when they talk about slow EG.
Hey.
It's funny because I think the other rounds weren't particularly very slow, but this one right now, they do get the punish. You wanted to see EG get somebody from 100 Thieves maybe pushing up a little bit more, and Cryo bites off a bit more than he can shoot.
30 seconds.
Have a reasonable retake.
They're going B.
Boostio lives here because he does have
KJ's gonna hear them, right?
With time running out.
KJ hears us.
A little bit of a longer run coming on in.
Can they deny the plant?
Plant has to happen. Everyone's shifting.
Oh. KJ will.
And even then,
They have to fight up.
down EG, able to pick up a frag back.
Xander.
Oh, Xander
That's
from
a save.
Snowman
Save.
picks up a couple of big frags.
Xander went
And now the
crazy.
lockdown down. No
Damn,
play coming
Xander.
in from
He made up
EG,
for it.
and no chance
Big
Xander
dono?
to even get into the middle of
Holy
sight.
fuck.
Xander with a rotation, and Xander.
Onlyfans.com/Tarek $10, but
That is
three
unfortunately one of those rounds where not
with
only is it a slow EG
$497.82.
round, but it's like a grossly slow EG round that was also playing into the most obvious win
What the
condition
fuck?
as well.
What did you
there's no
empty
time
out your
left.
bank account?
They did get the punish on the Cryo, which you will give that credit for. It's
Three's
like,
in the
okay,
chat.
slowness
He's in the
awarded them
chat
one
at
kill on
3.
the pushing Cryo.
Thank
That's
you,
actually
3.
pretty decent. But then given
He
that
said
there's only
no.
30 seconds left to play
Thank
through,
you.
as soon as
That's a
footsteps
big
are
ass
being
donation,
heard,
bro.
and you're
We
not seeing
appreciate you,
movement on
man.
A, it's
Shout
gonna
out.
be B. 100 Thieves knows
Shout
what's
out
up,
to
they're
3 in the
full rotating
chat.
over towards B as well. And the lockdown really
28
nice
month
in their
sub as
timing
well.
when there's no time to
Damn.
plan. A
W
lockdown
community.
in that position is almost a guarantee.
Thank you so much. That puts us at
EG have to push to
3,900
destroy the
basically.
lockdown, which is going to reveal
We're-
positioning for members.
we're already
force into
there.
awkward situations.
Thank you,
And
man.
100 Thieves have all the time to play through, and EG have none of it
Much
because
love.
too much waiting.
Why you need
That's
5K? It's not for me, it's for
one of the
charity.
definitionally slow
Save the
rounds of
children.
EG that they
Charity
don't end up
campaign.
winning.
More information
Right, and
in the link in chat
I
or
guess
below the stream.
for that sort of approach from EG to kind of work out. It's
We're doing a
basically what
fundraiser
happened in the early
for a
round.
good
They were
cause.
able to
So
kind
thank
of
you to everyone
pull
who's
in,
donated.
a little bit of discontent, maybe 100T with the positions that they were at, with the lack of context that they were getting early on in the round.
It was supposed to be 500, but crypto fees fucked
one
it.
player
You're
that
all
kind of
good, man.
overstretches
Thank you so
their
much.
angle a little bit, and that's it. You know, EG still successful, but like you said, it was the win conditions. It was what 100
I'm
teams
matching
were playing for
once we
the
hit
whole
5K.
round already. So EG
Put another 5K myself.
On that, and potentially we can see that slow play style start to work out a little bit more. But here comes a Viper's Pit coming in from Xander. Xander covers up B main. EG has no angle here.
Early Hunter's Fury. Oh, this is 100 Thieves dumping in all of their ultimates, and it's going to work out in EU's favor here. Nice early kill onto Nature. A
So the
is,
ult kill off the rip.
looking very nice in terms of how many members of 100 Thieves are already there. Viper's Pit is not the most comfortable.
That last round was
EG
big
to
for 100
walk
Thieves.
into,
Xander went
particularly now
crazy.
with the lack of one of their initiators. So what is the pacing going to be now for EG? I think middle is going to be actually quite important here. If Ye can get some movement in, destroying turret is going to draw some attention.
Yeah, I would like to think that EG, one of their only
dodged it.
options now has to be retaking mid, because yeah, of course the Viper's Pit is going to be there for a shutdown of B, but
Boost deal?
that
I like
also
this crosshair.
allows whatever other player is playing in
Small.
B to play deep in mid, to play a
Timing!
rotation to A.
Timing.
And there it is, Boostio.
He was just looking
Again,
forward.
deep into B, deep into kitchen. He is able to actually spot Superman. Could have been the 1v1 for Superman, but instead EG lining up for A. It's going to be 3 players here, Apple.
Super just looked the wrong way. Bad
Oh, he's
time.
dead.
Boostu catches him out. Then they now know 100
Player
Thieves.
standing.
There's no possible other angles
That felt
EG
forced.
can
Nice
come
try.
from with minimal time remaining. Once again, EG forced their way up A without having been able to do too much groundwork for it. And this is one of those EG rounds where, at least in the previous one, where you could say they were slow, but they at least got an opening kill onto Cryo, turned it to a 5v4, and then lost to the lockdown. Here, they lose an early member. Couldn't quite get enough done on any part of the map. Weren't interested in pushing into B, which is understandable. You didn't want to walk in towards Viper's Pit, and weren't confident without having the extra util from nature going
All right,
down.
7-2. 100
But then you
Thieves
have
are
a
kind
situation
of
where
going
they
crazy.
lose
The
mid-control
2
as
rounds
well.
that
Bad
EG
time
won, they
for
had to fight
Super.
for.
Everyone then just has to rush into A, and it's all over. EG
You're good.
are being punished quite heavily here.
Feels
7-2.
like
This
the
was looking
teams that are
competitive
coming
for those
into
2
the
rounds that EG
bracket
got, but those 2
through
rounds
the
feel like they were
original
far away.
qualifiers
I was
are
about to
just
say Xander.
hotter.
A good angle for Xander, but no way.
They hear him?
That's gonna be Cryo
Nope.
around the corner now, trying to pick away at 1 and 2.
Got
but
out.
it just doesn't happen.
Okay, 4v5,
No
but
pixels
Ye's 1
given, instead
HP.
an owl drone right in his
They have
face.
KO ult,
And that's
KJ ult.
all EG have wanted for a long time. Some sort of early advantage to recollect your players and just make that last take just that little bit more potent.
They don't know who chose this
You
map?
think that this
I
could
believe 100 Thieves chose this
potentially be the
map.
round now, because it's
Woo!
5
Hot,
versus 4.
hot.
The early pick Cryo under a little bit of pressure, get 30 HP, but he'll get away with his life.
Actually, A is clear.
Maybe equalizing the Jet HPs here a little bit sooner, doing a little bit
Now
of
they're
traveling on
rotating.
his own, but a ton of ultimate. This is why I think it's
They have no Viper
definitely
wall.
winnable round. EG, no command, in deep, plenty of post plant options here as well. Lockdown, all
Viper
Vipers,
ults.
either is good.
They have KJ ult for post too. Do they use it?
Viper's Pit
Ooh,
up.
scary
Basically the
peek.
formation here for EG. EG now needs to just sweep the
Scary peek.
extremity
He got away
of
with it
this
though.
site.
5v3 should be impossible now.
Again, no longer has that null command, no longer can get revived if he goes down, but this is 100 Thieves struggling to find an angle on this Viper's Pit. Nobody from EG playing aggressive right now, playing on the extremity
Oh,
of this Viper's
fucking
Pit.
parkour.
Icy, who was trying to play safe in his own spawn, does get spotted out by Boostio.
Boostio's getting
Otherwise,
athletic in the server
EG, they
to
play this
save.
one
They got the
out
op probably.
really fundamentally.
100 Thieves will give it away as well.
Cryo sense looks so low.
Be a little bit more healthy
If he
given
has
the
not
7-2
changed his
scoreline, but
sense, Cryo sense
not
is
really feeling that one. I wouldn't
point
be surprised if somebody
3
retained the
at
operator dropped
800.
by Cryo. Might be a
Or is
sooner
it
actually pick that
0.4?
one up,
Fuck.
who's sitting all the way in spawn.
I think
but,
it's 0.3.
They should have been able to retain that op, but not interested in the rest of the retake there. And yeah, Asuna definitely was able to retain that very expensive
used to
item.
be 0.3, right? Or
Or
was
done
it-
by EG this time around, they were able to once again get an early lead in terms of 5v4, but unlike the super slow
Jay
round,
Shun with the $5. Howdy with the 25. Eli with the 25. You love it with the 25. Thank you guys. Yo, shout out to the chat, bro. We're almost at 4K right here.
Obvious win conditions, but now
Let's
on their
fucking go.
attacking side,
We're about to hit
no
the goal off the
command for
rip.
Execute to walk on
We're about to
his
hit the
suppressing
fucking goal off the rip.
defense
We're gonna keep the
into
charity running through the
either
weekend, though.
Viper's Pit or the
So if we go
lockdown,
above and beyond
Viper's Pit gets
Ws.
played. Icy does die there, which means that if the pit falls for some reason, they don't have the extra util, but it doesn't matter. Didn't end up being the difference maker, and they get the round.
And you're still looking at 100 Thieves continuing to switch.
What about
with
chat
that
puts their
A
sense in there?
approach
You're not him,
once
little bro?
Again, some sort of deep
I mean,
contact. they
I
like to
really
get.
think
They're
sense
really
is just
relying
comfort.
on the Sova. They're
I think
really
you can
just
be good
relying
on any
his
sense,
utility
truthfully.
potentially to try to catch off EG.
Yeah,
But the
sure,
early
certain
recon
senses
that is
have
so
pros and
important against
cons.
EG. You have no idea where this slow.
But you play.
Cover me, cover me, cover me.
It's not defeat that defines you. It's how you bounce back. Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
Play to your
Approach is
own
coming
strengths
from,
and weaknesses and
but
what's
it
your
is
comfort
EG
zone.
that
So
gives off a
if
little
a
bit
higher
of an
sense
early
feels
tell.
good for you, you
100
can make it
Thieves, they
work.
bite
If a
down
lower
on it.
sense
They
feels
have
good
3
too, you
players
can
in
make
the
it
back
work.
right now because of it.
You should run.
Yeah, both teams are kind of lacking on info here, and EG is feeling that.
But I do think that
to the
taking
point
a
where they
pro
feel like they
player's
need
sense
a lockdown and play with Yeagon
and trying to
down,
use
that
it
is
as like a starting point, or like
First of
because
all,
you're
the player
inspired by
you would
them, or
like
you
to
think they have good aim,
alive,
is a
and
good
more
place to
importantly,
start.
You
So you can just
expect
see
a
like
player
how it
to
feels
kill
for you.
someone when you are offensively locking down.
I think this is looking hard, bro, for EG this round.
They didn't even get site control to lock down.
Viper's on B, by the way.
Yeah, no spike
Can they even go
player
back?
with that
They
lockdown.
can.
I mean, that lockdown is so
Can Cryo cut
huge.
them off?
100
Cryo can
thieves
cut them off? No,
easily
he's going to be worried about
step
the
back
lurk.
into sight. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit cheeky here.
Oh,
my goodness.
shit.
Oh, my goodness.
He's looking at radar?
This is surely going to be a little bit cheeky from EG. The fact
Inspire
that they have
mention.
somebody over towards B side already, but that is
Cryo smells it.
tragic.
He already knows the potential to flank is there, and that's exactly what is happening. I don't think Superman's going to push.
The
He's
problem with
just given the
Superman's spot is they're going to be
for
so
Nature
aware.
to plant, but reminder,
I'm
Nature
guessing
is no
100
issue.
Thieves
That looks like
retake
5
all
less
5
HP.
or all 4
So you
together.
essentially have one
Like
unknown
4-1.
player in Super, and
They shouldn't
then
split
it's
up.
Nature who has planted
They should
on
not
B,
split
but
up.
there's just nothing to work through. Super has to be the
my
linchpin.
Right?
gosh.
Or 3-1-1
scan?
maybe?
That
3-1-1's
recon
not
didn't catch
bad.
him. No, it didn't. No, it
Oh
didn't.
wow,
Wait.
that should be a free kill.
They
but
checked
is
that?
it enough? It's still 2v5. Even if he only gets
Still
one
so
kill,
safe. Okay. No, he got him. Superman. He can work
that
from
Molly
here.
good?
4v2, but again, Nature so low.
Oh,
Here
the
comes
flank from
verticality.
Boostio,
It
so
works
good.
onto
5
Superman,
HP, it's
and now
impossible,
it's only
bro.
Nature. Nature has a wingman to try to take down.
Nice
He somehow
shot.
gets another headshot.
Damn.
But Asuna
Dart missed, yeah.
forces the headshot onto Nature.
I think it
That
also
is
depends on your
gonna be
playstyle. If you play Duelist, you should play
that is gonna
higher
be 100
sense.
Thieves continuing to stomp
Well,
on
not
this defensive
necessarily
side.
true, because Demon 1 was
There's
playing
not enough
Duelist
numbers.
with
I
like,
think it was
or no,
more like
Ye
a
was playing
2v4.
Duelist with like 0.23.
definitely a 2v3.
Wasn't he?
You're like, that is a nice
No, he's playing.
opportunity for 100 Thieves.
Oh.
100 Brother EG to swing back around. That was
Yeah,
looking pretty dire.
0.23, wasn't it?
Too low HP on Nature.
I feel like there's been
And
pros that have done it
Superman
on both
probably
sides.
needed more than one. Obviously, we're asking a lot there, but in that situation,
Oxy plays
it's do or
0.23.
die.
Really?
You
I didn't know
don't
that.
have anything else to use the one unknown player, which means you're probably going to be able to
Demon
kill
1
one
sense
kill
is slow too, but I don't know if he changed
versus
it.
5,
I forget what Demon 1
and there's only
sense was.
1/5 of the
Oh
team
no,
with
wasn't it
4 else alive
0.27?
after that. It's just
Might have
the
been
numbers game is
0.27.
way too much.
It was 0.27. You're right, Chelsea.
Cryo not getting ticked. He's still gonna have a couple of opportunities here. He has Xander right next to him, but Xander, realistically, he's just gonna be here to.
I'm actually kind of hooked on playing lately. It would have been fun to play, but
covering the gaps, it doesn't
this
work
has been
out,
fun.
and yay!
The grind ranks.
Strikes out Cryo. 3 players remaining here for
Yeah,
100
he's got
Thieves.
owned.
But this is finally a confident round coming out from EG.
He's
It's
heating up.
unfortunate that this sort of
That
round
sucks.
coming out on the very last
That's half.
round.
8-4, not bad,
But
because they
EG
kind of
will
got
take
owned.
it in terms of confidence. EG wakes up a little, pulls themselves together. A
Switching sides.
flawless 4th round going into the second half, but they have a lot of work to do on the defensive side of
4K
Icebox.
reached.
We're gonna go to a break.
Audrey with the
When we
10
come
bucks.
back,
Thank you.
real
Kier
quick,
City with the
it's
5.
gonna be the
Thank
second
you.
half.
Haroon
Don't
with the
go away.
25. Thank you. Anonymous with the 27. Thank you guys. Shout out. Shout out in the chat.
Utility as that spear.
Supreme. We're on a break. I was radiant yesterday for exactly 1 hour and then I lost it. But this is good that I deranked because I missed the stream. So tomorrow, I'm gonna, or not tomorrow, whatever I play next. I don't know when that is. I'll get the screen. If I can build an NA roster, everyone is available with Potter as the coach. Who am I picking? I don't know. I need the players in front of me, but the thing is, like, half of it is like figuring out the best players in the best roles, and then half of it is figuring out, will these guys get along? Like, that is also half of it. Can these guys work together? So I don't think it's that clean cut, just best players. But maybe the best players figure it out.
Yeah, 4-0
I
for
see
100
so much.
Thieves is not the greatest for EG on the opposite end, but EG was
All right, big
at
pistol
least
for
able
both,
to come
really.
look strong on their final round. You even said it before we went to break. It's a good finish for them. It's a strong ending, but kind of wishing you saw a little bit more
So
of
many super
that.
teams have failed in the past.
earlier
Yeah, I
rounds.
agree. They have.
But now EG, let's see how their defense
Super
kinda
team
plays
does
out
not
here on
guarantee
Icebox.
results.
They are really just
Need to have an idea
monitoring the situation
or a
here,
system.
really holding hands. 2 players here in the back of A. tightly together. Yay, just monitoring the situation. But EG, they're
A
really looking
contact
for a bit
pop.
of a surprise here whenever 100 Thieves marks out one of these players, and there you go. It's one of these players, but do they expect the second? There goes the
They got
flash.
stopped.
Yay is able to pick up one.
Good counter
you
util. Ye's going crazy. We can't see it though.
Yay, 100 Thieves, they still
Kind of
have three, but
sucks.
they're
But
already so
the cursor.
low.
Sorry.
EG have already shredded this team.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive toxin screen completely
3v5.
cutting out 100 Thieves, and Yay cutting down 2 of those members as well. Now the jig is up. Time is fairly low at this point. Nature in a brilliant spot. He'll get a freebie here. You would imagine he does.
In the crossfire.
A bit of health for that one.
2v4.
It's just cool that around the corner, EG, they have 2 other options there to help
Let's try.
out. Now,
All right, we might have a game on.
Derek
Might have a game, no joke.
100 Thieves, not a bad look. But Evil Geniuses looking pretty strong. Finally,
Guys,
a
please.
bit of a positive look.
Please
but,
be
yeah,
civil.
it is just a pistol round. Not much to really mark on. It's just the fact that EG,
I almost said it, I
they
know.
now have the obvious opportunity to knock on a couple of rounds, take off that advantage from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, outlaw round coming through from Yay as well, so he obviously has shown up across the board, 15 and 10, double digits on his
Am I watching
team.
the next game tonight?
And for EG, early lead here.
Maybe.
Climb
It's
back
like
into
tonight.
the
Tonight.
series. They're not that far behind. A 4 and 8.
Might watch
finishes
it on my
in the
phone,
war,
dude.
but 2 in a row here.
It's at 5 p.m. What do you mean tonight? That's just in like 2 hours.
Very nicely close the gap as 100 Thieves want to go for the same A play again.
This is an hour and a
As
half, bro.
reminder, 100 Thieves probably could have gone away with a bit more if they weren't just spotted out. A bit of a sneaky peek from EG.
Oh, it's
It
8 p.m.
wasn't
East, that's
util
true.
involved, it was just a player being spotted.
Honestly, I might give it a look later. Like third quarter, fourth quarter.
Gonna allow for Yay around the corner to maybe
I
get
gotta
himself-
start watching fucking what do you call it, tape for my NBA 2K gameplay. Derek's going crazy, but we're not seeing it. Sad. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I was a pro, one of the things I used to really enjoy doing is watching back the matches, the VODs, and seeing like the rounds I played really well. In particular, obviously I had to watch some mistakes too. But the rounds you played really well, and then like the chat going crazy. So I feel like it kind of sucks that. Yeah, like we don't have their POVs at all. We have no idea. I think EU got an ace last half, and I think we saw 2 kills.
EG, or rather that 100 Thieves are once again
Self-glazed myself, 100%, bro. 100% I went back in the VODs to watch my like fucking highlights.
Obviously that last round wasn't anti-eco, but still a very clean anti-eco.
What were my thoughts when I reviewed Overpass? I skipped that one.
And 100 Thieves on their own buy round, not exactly switching things up, right? Still going over towards that A side. And EG, it's not like we've seen aggression from them, but on a gun run like this, you might expect
bonus,
a little bit
right?
more proactivity.
Yeah.
A rush over towards B main, or at least a flank from B main might be anticipated. But 115 left, 100 Thieves, they're still very slow here on A.
Oh yeah, he's already rotated, so EG once again is sniffing it out. It's 3 A's in a row. This time there's slightly less members here because 100 Thieves, or rather EG, are thinking there's no way 100 T go A 3 times in a row. There's still enough time to cancel this one and maybe push over towards B because you have Xander moving up a little bit, Cryer down though.
They're getting picked apart. Oh, flash.
Now it looks like they're gonna have to
Big fight on B with Viper. Oh, Xander's dead.
Okay,
This is falling apart. They have to go A now.
Impressive. They're coming out from the Spectre.
I mean,
That
they
was a
could double back to
long-range
B,
kill
but it's
coming out
hard.
From Nature on the Spectre. To get
What
himself
even happened here? He just got
started
picked?
for EG, but here comes EU around the corner.
Oh, that off
basically
angle
alone
is
here.
hitting.
He has nobody with util. He has nobody behind him, but there goes finally the
Flash.
swing from the Killjoy.
Got both. Derek?
Derek with an
Asuna?
opportunity, but not able to get the
Ooh,
second.
Boosty.
Jay, no shot. What a shot from Boostio. Icy's been here the whole time. He just
Some.
needs a body shot and it works. And Boostio, it's the same thing. Just a body shot. And it works out. And indeed, he's able to snag both.
Looking a little bit tricky in there though.
Right.
Decent.
I'm not gonna
flashes
lie,
coming
if
on
you don't
through,
know
it
that I'm doing a
starts to look
charity
like
donation,
100
the
Thieves will at
counter on the
minimum
left
actually
could
do
be
a bit.
misleading.
Maybe
It looks like
even
I'm
win
raising
the
money for
round.
myself, low key, no?
As Icy and Superman
Now that I think
keep
of
it
it.
chill. AG 3 in a row. This is like the opposite.
It
of what
looks
we
like
saw.
I'm raising
Basically,
money
a
for myself,
defensive
bro.
4 in a row for 100 Thieves. Now 3 in a row for EG.
I need to put a
But
banner.
looking poised to make that for themselves as you're not going to have any money online. EU's even looking over towards the Marshall here, which I'm not too sure if he's going to really be able to compete with that. Guardian online for Cryo. And an equalization score 8 and 8 would be a very comfortable look for EG.
Yeah, to say the damn least, because yeah, like you were saying, very good start from 100 Thieves, but realistically, for the rest of that first half, EG were able to take it tit for tat. You know, able to at least keep the scoreline at least relatively
good?
tight for the
That
remaining
looked
rounds
kinda
left in
ugly.
that first half. And now EG
It's kind of ugly,
on
but
this side, just stomping away. Definitely
like, it's, like,
impressive on
not
paper, to
cropped
say the least,
properly
but
and
100
shit.
Thieves.
what do
Still
I
a lot
need
more
for it
do
to not
in
have
this
a
round,
background?
right?
A PNG image?
And look at the read here. This time EG's like, okay, they're not going to do A 4 times in a row. They failed it 3 times in a row. This time we're going to put members over towards B instead. Heavily so.
JPEG?
Killjoy
Fuck.
utility on towards A.
How do I search for a
Even now they're getting a
PNG?
little bit worried.
Tools.
EG are considering that maybe they're leaving A, full
type.
retake might not be the best.
Fuck, I don't even know.
As 100 Thieves
Just search PNG.
gonna slow their movement quite a bit. It's almost like they're doing more of an EG style of playing more of the slow waiting game.
Right.
Working up with a massive blob of players very slowly, and now walking in. Here we go.
And it just works out onto Superman at the bare minimum.
You guys going
but
crazy,
Ye is
fuck.
covering Superman, and Superman stays alive to get
Wait,
the
he's just heating the fuck up.
Wonderful from Ye.
I'm not gonna lie, they're heating up.
But that is Ye coming into play once again.
I wouldn't be surprised if it.
Now, this one is just the text, you can't see
This is
it.
going to be the buy round now for.
Why is the text
100
like
T,
that?
4 rounds down, and they need to heavily think about what they're going to do in what is going to be their second gun round, but a very important one for economy because they're just being completely snowballed by EG right now. So this was, by the way,
good.
if you actually look at the first half here, this is the round that EG came back on 4-0, and then EG gets 2. Now it's 4-0 for EG in the first 4 rounds. Can 100 Thieves get their 2 back?
Can 100
I need the text to be in like white.
basically do the exact same thing and push things to an overtime is basically what Avril was saying. Avril wants more Valorant. I'm proud of you, man. You've been around Valorant for a little bit of time. It's good to see that you still like, the old competitive Valorant. But here comes EG, trying to give us some competitive Valorant indeed over towards Kitchen.
EG are
Icy
firing, bro.
Xander. So a lot more work over towards side. The 4 players from 100T on the front side, but no util to cover up Ye over towards Snowman. It still works out for Cryo to get himself a frag, but 2 players here for EG covering the backside of site. 100T,
Oh, he's
they have
died.
advantage of sight, but EG, they have everything surrounded at the moment. It's such a
He died
fragile
trying to save his
situation for
teammate.
EG, but there you go. Thrash works
That
alongside
sucks.
Cryo,
They know he's Snow.
and now it's a 1v3.
Yeah, there was
Dash?
coming through Master.
What?
Derek! Oh my goodness.
Wait, there's no way,
Derek
right?
Derek in position now, 1 versus 1. Sova versus Sova. Dart has been played through, but it has been taken down. This peak is gonna be it. Guns out or not. EU's position
he
is
lost.
known. The time game is here. EU just wants to run. He wants to bleed the timer down.
Nice
And
try.
Derek is desperately
Chasing
hunting.
is
I don't
hard. You
think
can't
he's got
chase him
time
if
to
he saw you,
DPG
I
does
feel
not,
like.
which means
Nice
EU
try, though, nice
should
try.
have the round locked in, knows what the game
If he
plan
saw
is,
you and you try
slowed down
chasing, it's
enough.
too hard 'cause he just
Over to
runs.
100
He
Thieves,
gets away.
needing to get this round back in. It will cost him his life, but they get the round.
And EU is having a life game during this one. EU, so many clutch plays. I mean, you had the ace a little bit earlier on, but that one was just clutch. He's had some fundamental frags throughout this game. It's still keeping 100 Thieves in
You
the
played
game.
that well?
9 to
Yeah, bring
8.
around the Rosie.
But again, such a
Classic
fragile
play.
situation where 100 Thieves. They
Who's been going
needed
crazy
that
on 100
thrash.
Thieves?
They
Probably Cryo,
needed
right?
Asuna to come up with that ultimate in the last second for that to work.
On my mom's life, I will do a Viper's cosplay. Thanks for the $3.
They got the thrash, opened up
Everyone who donated, thank you.
and the
Anonymous,
thrash
thank you.
got the detain. They were massively ahead. Derek pulled it back in EG's favor and brought it
I already
down
did a Viper
to
cosplay, don't look at me.
single 1 versus 1 that was decided by time. So 100 Thieves precarious because, man, they could not have afforded for Derek to clutch up there.
Too suppressed.
Oh. So
Now
Volt.
100T, they're really taking their time here on A once again. Wall up in the front from the Viper, but the Aldron is able to spot out Ye. Ye goes into a bit of a different position.
Good
It's going
pop
to be on
here. Let's see how they
Cryo
do it.
to take on the one-on-one against the Jet. He might even updraft right into the crosshair of Ye, if anything. It's still a little bit difficult. Wall goes up. Here comes the approach from 100T. Nobody on EG yet with the
Nature!
Gets 3 players, but only able to actually get the kill onto 2. Boostio does take down Superman.
Show me
but
Boostio
still,
or show me
advantage
EU.
going towards
Show me an
EG.
attacker.
They can
Oh,
recollect.
flank,
and like
flank,
you said,
flank.
flank coming in,
Oh,
and these players, they can
God.
just chill as that
He's
flank comes
dead.
in.
Well, yeah, he's certainly chilling here. Boostio cops the back end
That's it.
of that operator shot. IC activated.
EG are
and EU has
fighting.
no clue what
EG
is
are
happening there
fighting,
with the
Prius.
flank.
What's up, man?
EG, patience is a virtue here. What brilliant shots we saw from
Hot
him.
take,
Multi-fragging
Wingman should die
on
if
the
Gecko
operator.
dies.
This is El Diablo in
Honestly,
action.
fair.
EG now 9-9. It
They
looked
definitely
like 100 Thieves were
chose to
maybe
make it
getting a
this
little bit of
way.
momentum back, but in the first 6
But I
rounds
kind of
here, it's
agree.
5
Like, that
and
would
1,
make
and
more
At
sense.
1 that 100 Thieves got like I said in the last round, it was one that they almost didn't.
It would
even
definitely
win.
be a
And
nerf,
when
too.
they did win, EU still dies anyway, and now.
But
they're
then
straight
should
back
Gecko
into
die
an
if
eco.
Wingman dies? Just kidding. No,
Looking
but
like
I think
EG might
I
just
think
run
it
away
does
with
make
this one.
sense.
10
But yeah,
should be more
they
than
intentionally made it
locked
this
in
way.
for EG.
I guess they
in
wanted
double
to make sure
digits.
it was getting used.
So 100 Thieves, again, they need to find a way to buy themselves back in once they get the guns in the following round. But for now, looking at how and if EG can win this one clinically.
Though, hey, this observer's doing a shit job. I'm not even mad because I feel like it's hard. I mean, the last observer was doing better, I would argue, maybe. But I'm not even mad because it looks like it's pretty hard. Sure, like, there's some small situations that could be better, but it's fine.
Just to try
I
to
don't know.
make their way into the middle of A.
This is also fucked because we don't have UI anyway. So it's like already
They
fucked.
didn't know at all that EG basically abandoned this site. Now EG, they've gotten a
Prius said
little
OBS has
bit
delay
of a
swapping
second
POVs.
idea, a little bit of a
That's
second
fucked if that's
thought
true.
that these players are
What do you
going
mean
into
delay
A.
swapping
There goes the
POVs?
lockdown.
You
EG,
swap the
they
POV and it
plays
takes a
like
while for it to
this
show?
Nature kills Boostio. That's another situation where you would like to see a little bit more success out of the offensive lockdown. Hunter's Fury in as well.
Wait, Molly
From
kill.
100 Thieves, and they're losing more. Again, they're the team that are throwing in ultimates.
Oh,
Yet they
good cover.
are dropping members. At least the plant comes on through.
This is a half buy for 100 Thieves, but why did nature run through like that?
But the sheriff,
Imagine.
this is unbelievable.
Cryo
EU
1v2 is big.
with the sidearm, able to get himself
Can they
two
rise?
frags. Cryo covering his back. He has
Definitely
a
not.
guardian. Could be able to potentially find a pick or two. He has the lineup behind
Wow.
him. And he got him.
No way.
One-on-one.
He knows
And
he's aware of the
nobody
push.
needs a single bullet. No, actually,
Is it
Icy,
halved?
2 bullets remaining here for Icy to try to take him down, but Cryo just needs 1
Why
bullet
he-
on the
he
body.
knew.
But Cryo,
Damn, he
there's
like,
the
I
bullet
don't
he
know.
needed.
I don't know.
Bullets
Cryo
ahead
did
of
well.
Icy, and he
But he
wins out the
Icy
round
dropped
for
it a little
100
bit.
T.
I don't like how he peeked
100
him.
Thieves come through with a huge
Damn,
round.
it's
from
just
Icy.
hard. It's pressure. That was
My
pressure,
goodness,
low key. That was low key pressure.
Really should not have gone wrong for EG, considering the numbers that they
That's
still
a
had in
fucking
there,
throw
the
from
picks
EG.
that they had,
That was a
and now
throw.
Potter is the one that's gonna time
She
out.
paused right away.
What
That
the
was a
hell just
throw.
happened? That was our
That was a
round.
throw.
How did
This
we
is a good
lose that
pass.
one? We had an early lead. Double ultimates being dropped on 100 Thieves, and 2 members from 100 Thieves dying.
My
For
God.
100T really working out in some of these rounds. What's up?
Not gonna lie, I'm getting a haircut
was a-
today,
that
and
was
I'm
a
hoping
ego.
to
They
God
had
this match ends before then.
Guns, actually.
We
They
should
had
be
some
fine.
armor and, like, a
We'll figure it
shield.
out.
So
Yeah.
there's a humongous thrifty on top of everything else. If 100 Thieves needed anything to buy back in,
Get a mullet?
that was it.
Think I can rock that or not?
Somehow, unbelievable that that was an eco, but still.
Mullet is
The
where
rifles here for
it comes
100T,
out the back like a
finally
tail,
switched their
right?
approach, quote
Or
unquote,
no?
Finally going up over towards that B site. We've consistently seen them over towards A, at least in the early
Or is that when
rounds.
it's just a V in the
Aldrin
back?
comes out, but this is going to allow Ye now to step up a bit.
It's a tail, yeah.
He hears a whole lot of util, and still doesn't show face
Business
just
in front,
yet.
party in the back. I don't think I have enough hair for a
EG made
mullet.
the right call. Read this correctly, and Superman is required like a book.
Oh my God.
Ye's
One
there.
way to block out any sort of reapproach, and Ye will even pick up a free Xander on top of everything else. EG, tactical pause, talked about it, knew they were in the lead, knew that they kind of fumbled that one a little bit. Very winnable round versus an eco. Now this time,
I get my
into
haircut twice a
another
month.
5
If I'm on
versus
top of my
3
shit, no joke, I get a haircut every 2
free
weeks.
site. It looks like EG gonna
Rich
have to play
flex.
for a retake here.
But, like, I don't even think it's a rich
this
flex.
is
I think
one
that's
of
the way to
those-
do it.
Winnable
Get a fade every
rounds
2
by
weeks.
by the guidelines of 100 Thieves I've seen so far in this game. 3v5, but they have full advantage of this site. And the Gecko ulti could go pretty big here and trying to isolate a player or two. But
How
they
much
need
am
to
I
do a whole
paying?
lot
In
more
LA,
work
it's a disgusting
before
amount. I won't
that
even share it.
mentality really comes in. Boostio with the line of sight over into mid. Doesn't spot anyone just yet. They shock dart's important. It doesn't hit the lockdown though. 100 Thieves needed to back out. Again, they only have the Gecko to utilize here in terms of the ultimate, but the Thrash has to go in somehow onto the spike. The Thrash going in. Thrash denying the spike at
looks
the moment,
over.
but Icy with a big kill on the Boostio. Asuna
Asuna?
covering Big Dizzy. Asuna 1v5. Can he do it?
Ooh,
Asuna
he almost trigger
gets
bot.
3 kills out of the 5, and it works out still at the end from EG. But Asuna almost aligning the stars for an unbelievable 1v5.
He would have to have gotten an ace there to save the day for 100 Thieves, and we would
Hey
nearly
Tara,
believe it
starting
as
my
well.
next
Dizzy
my new work
killing
next
him
Monday.
too,
Any
but
tips?
just
I'm
too
as
many
awkward
members
as you, little bro.
alive. Remember, it was a 5 versus 3 retake, and I'm going to say it, if EG lose another 5v3.
I mean, bro, you just gotta be yourself. At the end of the day, that's all you could do, no? You can only be the best version of yourself. Wait, you just fucking throw a tray at me, by the way?
100 Thieves made EG work for it. Very nice.
You can only be the best version of yourself. If you're trying to be
played
someone
into
else,
a
it's not
both
gonna come off
situation,
authentically.
Giving up
That's it, dude.
basically entirely, and it cost them a lot to get that done.
And if that don't work,
And with the pistols out, couple pistols out.
One hero.
you can
right
try and
from
be me.
Cryo.
Fuck it. I mean, you can have my personality.
Basically,
Fuck
all
it.
5 weak here for 100 Thieves, trying to step into this A site. And EG, yeah, no, they do put out a bit of a contact here, but this crossfire from Ye is the biggest one, and Ye still guarantees himself a frag in that situation. But that's huge. Look at the
Wait,
trade
this is a
coming in.
thrifty.
Cryo
This is a
out
thrifty.
frag off of the hero rifle onto Ye. And now
Thrifty
it's Ye
potential.
advantage for
You saw him backside. You saw
Thieves.
both.
Again,
How do you get the kill?
Ooh,
Ice. 1v1 again. Same players. Same players, same situation. Oh fuck! Is it planted for Bell? It's planted safe or open. He thinks Cryo is close.
Pulling off was so huge there for Cryo.
He's going
Now
across.
he could be anywhere, but is Cryo ready? He wasn't icy on the
Brother!
Just didn't look
No, come on. Okay, the ropes have to be changed. The ropes have to be looked at. The ropes have to be looked at.
Sure, they won the round, but luckily it was still very close. They nearly lost to an eco from 100 Thieves again. EG are winning these, but man, is it just costing them so much in a 1v1. Nice smarts from Icy to say, I don't think he's going to check above. I don't think he's going to have crosshair on ropes, and this is my opportunity, and it absolutely worked.
11
50 wins on this side would have been incredible for them, but happy
miss
to have
New
the
York.
money finally.
I miss New York.
And us,
But I like LA too.
This will be is, I believe this is at least.
You don't have to lie.
definitely
LA
a second
blows.
thrash
Doesn't blow.
of the half so far.
It's different.
Hugely important stuff here in 100 Thieves. They switch up their approach on what is
Different equal
Kind
bad.
of
That's not
on the
true.
A.
Ye's
Not
all
everyone's
alone.
gone, but
Yeah, no, again, it's just Ye here on this
Do I
B
think
side,
I'll
but
move back
again,
to New York
100
after a few
Thieves
years?
spreading themselves out
If I
just a
was
little
to
bit. Yes,
settle
if they
down
get the
somewhere
pick
between
there
New
on
York and
GTA,
LA, I would choose
it's
New
not like
York.
100 Thieves
But
can
maybe
take
that's because what I'm used
full
to.
advantage
I think New York is better
immediately.
than LA.
They still have a player
Like,
too who can
as a
deny
place
some
to
space.
live.
They still have a Viper's Pit. They
But
still have a Hunter's Fury to utilize.
it could just be what I'm
Hunter's
used
Fury is
to.
going to be huge potentially in this round. But scary to see.
LA is
that
cool
Viper's
too,
Pit not
don't
be
get me wrong.
utilized. Maybe they're waiting for a little bit more of an important round, or Superman's lining up for it as
Well, I
we
think-
speak.
I think New York is
Exactly
better.
What happens? Okay, Superman gets the Viper's Pit out, has basically delayed 100 Thieves by about 30-40 seconds here.
10,
in this
11.
round. But they're still going for A. They're still going for the Viper's Pit. They're still going for the plan. Nature on the front side with the KO, with the flash, not going to be able to get anything. But the spike down off of the wingman. All 5 are still alive. Icy finally with an interaction onto Cryo. Icy gets taken away at the same time. Everyone's just hiding behind these Viper's Pits. But the Hunter's Fury coming in.
What a
putting
Giga Chat
in some
ult.
chaos for 100 Thieves, but still nobody gets spotted. Derek did get some
What the
damage,
fuck's
but
happening in the
round is
Viper
far from
ult?
over. 2 players in the middle of a Viper's Pit for 100 Thieves.
Hunter's Fury got one single tag, but did not disrupt the plant itself. Double pit in play, but the plant is there. That's the most important thing, because Nature find contact
Oh
here.
my.
Oh, the barrel was spotted, but Xander couldn't turn in time. It's looking good for EG. Nature
Played too scared?
with the 2 pickups.
Arguably, I don't
Will
know.
be enough for EG to put themselves onto map point of 100 Thieves. It's another close, heartbreaking round.
That was my
More
first ever job,
heartbreaking
bro.
because
Believe it or
was a
not, I've never had a real job.
fight. It was
My
right
first
after the
job was
tag
pro
pulls as
gamer
well.
at
It was a
17.
really nice approach
17,
from them
18.
to have the gusto to say, you know what, there is a defensive
I know,
line,
it's
but
crazy.
we're fully committed on towards A.
We
And for their
believe you.
own offensive
But
Viper's
the
Pit,
thing is, I always say I would have liked to have a
it's
real life
really
work
winnable,
experience,
but
but I feel like I'm
it's
not a
also
fucking
now been,
dickhead, so
if
it's
you want to be
alright.
completely honest, which I will
Like,
be, a lot of failed A attempts from 100 Thieves as
Just
well. They
to
barely touched B.
know how it
It
is,
looks
but
like they're gonna go
I'm
for A again.
quite.
They're going to end this map the way
I think
they
grounded
started.
is the word
It's
I'm
A
looking
or
for.
nothing.
Early knife getting a bit of information, very important piece of information. Why would the KJ be in that angle? Yay. Still looking for a little bit more here. Finds one on the other side, and with the smoke up, he
Could be
dashes
wrong.
away immediately. But that is still a kill onto Derek.
Oh my God. It's match point EG, by the way.
The Hunter's Fury of EU is working out.
3v2.
A has been cleared up completely by 100 100 Thieves thanks to the ultimate and thanks to the aggression of EG.
Got a couple of unknown players here as well. Site looks free. 100 Thieves as Xander activates. IC has no clue. Xander was all the way there, but similarly, we are looking on the other side. The final.
Maybe OT again. All these maps have been so close.
EG to get it all done. Super. 100 Thieves have no clue where he is, but at this point,
Tarek working the desk
working
job. Like, I crunched the numbers for you, no?
Also is aware that Xander is somewhere on the map, and both of our lurking Vipers are causing
Do I hire people to do work
each
for
other.
me?
The
Yeah.
Time is the issue here. What is Super
Yeah, I guess I
doing
kind of have
about
my
this
business
1v3?
with what I do, but it's not the
really
same.
committing.
It's not the
So
same
not
as like
anything
stocking
else. So
shelves or
yeah,
working as a
exit
cashier,
maybe. Hold on to the rifle.
which I feel like,
That's the best you can do in 100 Thieves.
yeah, it's hard work, man. It's hard work. Like, I know. The real jobs are fucking hard as
Yeah,
shit.
no, they're gonna have 3 players alive. It's not to say though, Superman does get 2
It's
kills here. I mean,
Very
it's
hard.
still really hard for this team to be able to rebuy. But oh, okay, 1 goes down, so I'm still technically not out of the realm of possibility. But okay, 11 to 12, we've done it again. Our second map to make it all the way the distance here in regulation. But EG
Had a gun. Pretty sure.
Respect
no,
your
the
own
guns
job
are
too,
still
man.
gonna be
Fake reacting is
redistributed
difficult.
here
Thanks, bro.
for 100 Thieves. Cryo does have the knives
Type
here in
shit.
this important round.
Yeah, so it was a little bit awkward that Busio died with his gun in hand.
All right, 11-12.
Storm, as mentioned.
We're
Yeah,
come
so
all the
EG,
way.
though, they're hurting a lot more. 2 players will not have guns. No command is going to be there, though.
Honestly, you streamers have been brainwashed into
This is now
saying
gonna
that
be
real
very
jobs are
heavy
easy as shit
presence
too. They just
from
don't pay
EG
as
they've
much.
basically caught on. They know it's
W
going
rage
to be A
bait.
more than likely. It's been A almost every round. Of course, it would be kind of funny if this was a round that 100 Thieves are like, you know what? It's actually going to be B. But for EG, they would rather play the retake on B than give away A again. So here it is.
At the bare minimum, try to cover up a shot or 2 and try to back out, regather, and immediately retake with the rest of your team. Again, it's going to have to come down to whether or not they can get the 1 or 2 isolated
My
frags
brother works in
onto
the line of
100 Thieves.
construction, and he had
Can
me
it
come out
happen?
one day
Nature,
in the
he's
fields
sharking
to
for
like
it.
experience it.
Nobody steps in through this
And
wall.
that's when I knew I fucked up.
Cryo not getting spotted just yet. Ye found his 1. Ye found his 1. What about the rest of EG? Nature, he's still thinking about going forward. There goes a
Woo!
flash. And this is now kills going towards
Impact.
100 Thieves. EG,
4v3.
they still keep pressing on the gas
Damn,
pedal,
they're going
and
OT.
They are getting punished for it. Xander with a 3rd. Cryo with his own frag. EG from advantage to complete disadvantage in the round. It is now down once again to Superman in a 1v4. He's going to start it off right. Big kill onto Boostio. A lot more to go.
Nah, it's OT for sure.
He has no clue where anyone is. He's looking healthy.
Did me and my brother play CS together? Yeah.
100 Thieves know
I
where
got
he
into CS because
is.
of him.
EG just couldn't slow it down enough for Super to
Back
come
in the
it's
day
high
at the
low.
LAN centers?
But only Xander needs to pop on in. Xander for 4 this round. Absolute brilliance being shown.
Overtime.
And for 100 Thieves to be, look at me, how many rounds they lose. It ends up being an equal 8-4, back into an 8-4. But man, it was so difficult for this 100 Thieves team to break on
12-12.
back. And how many times did they lose out on A? And even in a situation when EG make the right call, they know it's going to be A again because it's always been A. They still can't hold on.
Did you watch my stream, my brother?
Nature pops in an ult command.
Probably not that much,
Can't
bro. He's
slow
got
them down
kids.
enough. Only had a stinger in hand, but
He's got little babies,
was
so
hoping at least the suppression, the potential of the res there could have been
if he's on his
enough.
PC, he's probably trying to get in 2 hours of gaming.
Time to save the team, and a
He's probably
1v4
trying to
is just
squeak
too
in
many
2
members
hours of
to try and
gaming.
chew through.
He ain't watching me,
Now
bro.
we move on to overtime. It's going to be Xander on the front side to take on 3 contacts. Back over towards B main.
All
He's
right,
holding on
first
pretty
round
strong.
OT.
Wall on the front side of everyone here. He is going to get revealed by the recon dart. And nobody else from 100 Thieves really responding to this. It's just a bit of a contact back over towards B main. A readjustment of position for Xander. Everyone else from 100 Thieves waiting for yet another piece of information here for the rest of EG, or for the rest.
I'm looking to get 2 hours of gaming with all the watch
exactly
parties. I
right,
know.
EG.
There's
But
too many watch
that
parties. No
recon was
joke.
huge. They pick
It's
up
a
2
lot,
players
man.
over in B main, and now the rotation comes in. Here comes a 1v1. Yay! Takes out Xander,
Damn.
but the rotation's
What
already
an
in for
entry, bro.
100T. They have 2 players in the long
Xander's
range.
been like hot and cold. Like he'll have a round where he gets an insane 3K, and then the next round he'll be like first dead. It's tough.
Here, Ye is drawing a lot of attention over. Good timing on the toxin screen to say Ye, save Ye's life. And now over towards mid. It's a free one for Cryo, and he'll get out.
That's a big pick. 4v4.
Problems there.
They know Viper's here.
Looking to respond.
He's gonna get flanked.
Dizzy
He got
down.
flanked.
His position is
3v3.
well spotted as well. Cryo will clean him up.
They're going blow for
Now
blow.
finally coming on through for the 3v3. Retake in hand for 100 Thieves.
Oh,
The
what?
fight over
Why
on
does this
Snowman
dude
goes
always
as soon as
get
way.
these
That's massive.
ridiculous
That is
kills,
insane
man?
from Asuna, and that would have been a big advantage here for EG, but they still
Wait.
hold on to a tie.
1v1 where?
1v1 once again with a trade coming out immediately.
Above.
Nature
Above.
versus Boostio. Nature.
She was high, though.
IGO versus IGO.
Boostio on top.
Ooh,
Stands on
shoot his
top.
body,
It's
Boosty.
13-12.
Shoot it.
Once again,
Go teabag him once.
playing
Teabag
high.
him if you're not a
We've seen this
pussy.
scenario
You teabag him if you're not a
before. If
pussy.
I go high, he probably won't check it. It's a 50-50.
Damn. He's like, this is my pattern, by the way.
Coin flips, it
This is my
all
combo
goes
right
the
here.
way of
Taste the
Boostio.
combo. Taste the
Man,
combo, bitch.
really thought
He
Arsenal
showed him his
win.
combo,
The
literally.
initial 1v1
Yeah,
over
this is
towards
how I shoot.
Snowman was going to be the difference maker, and it nearly was, but
Oh,
we finally get
shit.
to that final 1v1. Boostio holds on
My
strong.
arms are looking small. Leave me alone. Or tank through
Rounds
the
on their
weekend
attack side.
through EWC. So thank you to everyone who's contributed,
EG
whether it's
certainly struggling
$1
on their first half
or
is
anything more than that.
a bit of a problem, despite
It's
coming
for a
back
good
strong. You would
cause.
say, based on how that second half went, they
And,
had way more winnable situations than 100T.
although you
who
can't
had to
see
do
it,
a
your
lot
money's
more
going to a
work
good place.
fight for their rounds,
So,
but the
thank
rounds
you
that
guys
100T's won.
for
You would
participating.
argue at least
All
two
right,
of them, EG felt like they had it.
Match
in their
point,
hands
100
and just
Thieves.
slipped away. Remember, there was a thrifty in there as well. That
$30 dono.
EG
Thank you, Tarek. Your arm is
would be
looking small.
particularly
Thank you for
upset about.
a $30 dono. You could talk shit to
Well,
me.
it sucks to lose one of those. And
You're
now
right. They
100
are.
Thieves
I agree.
getting really locked in for the OT. Potentially costing EG this first map. 100 Thieves would love this advantage now. Especially given that they were the team that were in the lead in the first half anyway. They get to close out the map that they led in. If
The
they can just get
charity,
this
the
round.
charity is worldwide,
Lindsay said,
over
"You know,
100
I need to see
countries.
the very least.
So it's
just gonna
not
be the
just
contact
US based or anything like that.
Nature doesn't even go in to try to get a frag. He backs out immediately. And he's going for a retake with the rest of his
Like a
teammates.
shock?
It's going to be 5v5.
100 Thieves match point. Focus.
Full retake. Not going to stop the plan, obviously. No flanks coming on through.
Oh.
Xander's even got to check that
Big
angle. He's
kill.
going to stop Icy from doing anything special.
Four more
He's
frags.
going to start looking very
Ooh.
healthy. In fact, the Hunter's Fury
Ooh,
in
they're
the
fighting.
OT. Superman, like you did say,
They're
actually
fighting.
not back on Arsenal.
They're
Very
fighting.
important. Nature wins it, gets a
They're on
secondary.
it.
Can EG
They're
pull
on
through that
it.
4 versus 2?
George.
It's looking pretty tight.
George.
Nature has
We go again.
locked up this entire round. 4-piece for Nature as EG swing it back and bring us to another round of OT.
This is what I was trying to say about this guy, Nature. Nature on this
Someone
map,
said you should
whenever
add
he's
shrugs
on
to your
KO,
routine.
he is let
All right, fuck
the
off, 'cause I
leash.
actually
He's
don't do
treated as
shrugs.
a luxury. I mean,
My trap's looking small.
flashes in general are still a little bit rare right now on Icebox.
No, that one
and we
actually
saw
is fucked
multiple
up,
comps
man.
already in pro play where nobody's using the flashes. Nature, he can go around just gun playing it up, aiming for
Not gonna
heads,
lie, your
and it works
traps
out.
are
25
wait,
kills
low
for
key
him,
my
25
traps
kills for
are
Ye,
small unless
and
I
we still
flex
have yet
them.
Another round of
I
overtime.
gotta do shrugs, dude.
He's had to catch up to Ye. So
Nah, I'm doing shrugs every day now. No joke, I'm doing shrugs every day. I have no traps. Traps are like the best thing you can have.
Xander as well.
Chill, chill. Now you're making me self-conscious. I'm putting a shirt on. Oh, the fadeaway. Like, who does fadeaways in the NBA a lot? Like Kyrie? Was Kyrie known for fadeaways or no?
100 Thieves would love that early pick. And a secondary, yep, they'll take it.
Like Kobe.
Unreal.
Come on.
And this is
Come
gonna be
on,
a
like
round
Kobe.
Boostio. This is
I'll take that.
just easy round
Round over,
here
I think.
for 100 Thieves. Exactly that. It has to be the round being
5v2?
over unless somehow Icy and Derek find the exact same thing that
4v2.
100T has done here and just
3v2.
find individual frags. And it's kind of happening. Icy picking up a kill onto Boostio. Yet another frag going up from Derek over in B main. This round is far, far from done. This was just made possible. 3v2.
Exactly. Well, they managed to get 2 isolated 1v1s to bring it back in their favor. 5 versus 2, you would think that 100
5v2,
Thieves could
surely not,
possibly
right?
drop
These guys
that
are pros.
situation. But going quiet here is very good as well. Because now it's looking like 100 Thieves have to play a little bit wider than they would like. Might have to just play for the full retake.
Dirk
here. Can't
Nowitzki's the
afford to
fadeaway
give away
god.
Another isolated 1v1 to bring it down to a 2 versus 2 finish. With time running out, wherever they're hearing noise is where it's probably going to end. So it's going to be over on the B side. Xander in a good position. Parallel is a free kill, but he gets traded.
It's time to come. Oh no, he doesn't. Let's try. Close. I'm not gonna lie, basketball players are hella fucking sick, bro. Have I ever met a basketball player? No, I haven't. I would love to meet a basketball player, like a good one though. Who?
And once again, we find
I
ourselves
mean, LeBron would probably be the
100
fucking
Thieves
best
territory. Look at
person
that, they
to
won
meet,
the
to be
last 3
honest.
rounds.
LeBron would just be the best person for sure.
And even then, 100C.
If I have to pick LeBron
Still
for
in that
sure.
last round, there was a couple of pockets there. EG could have made that comeback happen, but still very confident early round plays from 100T. They basically wrapped that round up.
Ludwig met
With a bit of a
Luka?
comeback from EG.
I heard about that, but I didn't
Back
hear the
at it again,
story.
folks. 100T. This time, we didn't really see default setups from this team on the attack side by any means. This time, they're putting 2 players over towards B, 2 players over towards A, 1 player in the mid side. There's a
I did meet Batman.
everywhere
That's true.
for 100 Thieves.
All right, 14-13 match point, 100 Thieves, focus.
Poison orb emitting.
Would have been awkward for them to lose it again 5 versus 2.
Next game
Was
in
it
1
early
hour.
kills from 100 Thieves in the last round that really made a way for them.
The
And
next
now
game's gonna be
early
crazy.
will be them walking over on towards.
What an
A,
entry, bro.
even punishing
Who
Nature.
steals a
He didn't
Chad?
expect that. Nature, the hero.
Who steals
One of our
entering on
last OT
KJ?
rounds defending. This one will be the first to fall.
Oh, he fell. He
Getting
can't spam
pressured
it.
out. Oh.
He's gonna try to spam, but he fell.
Another headshot, but
They're
this is
playing up.
basically it here.
This might be
100
over.
Thieves.
This might be over.
Players on the
I'm feeling it's
backside.
over.
3
I'm feeling it's
players
over.
coming out. That
GG.
smoke is right
Oh,
in
there's
his
GG's in the
face.
chat.
He can come out, but nobody goes
GG.
down from that. Here goes a big shock dart. Cryo gets taken out of his angle, and Cryo can get the kill.
Oh, Yay.
You gotta be kidding me, Yay.
One
How does he
enemy
get that
remaining.
double?
Nope,
And
Xander.
Xander, however, still clean, still on top.
Big Viper ult.
3 kills coming out from Xander. and he pulls out the first
GG.
and
Honestly, well
shotgun
fought to both
to put the
teams.
cherry on top. Map number 1 goes towards 100T.
Can we help? Yeah, you
And
shameless
really
fucks
heating
is
up towards
crazy.
the end there. We saw the pull piece that he had in that first round, I believe, of the OT. And I'll end it with a shotgun to the face. As Evil Geniuses just can't quite clean up the remainder there.
Let's see the stats here. I had
Yay
no idea who's
got
been popping
active.
off.
2 frags in that last round. But man,
27 on Ye.
that second to last OT there that we
Pretty
saw with the
pretty
5 versus 2
split
that
for 100
kinda
Thieves.
really looked doable.
Ye had 10 first
100
bloods.
Thieves was still
The next
able
person
to
with the highest
pull
is
on
Nature
through,
with 5.
keep cool,
Damn.
stay on
Talk
top
about
of the
entering.
game, don't allow the game to suddenly get away
He was
from
in
you,
that bit.
and not
he was
allow
up in
EG
that
the
bit.
opportunity to fight back in a similar situation. We've seen 100 Thieves get away with certain rounds where they've been behind, and then very
Thank you guys for the
important
donos,
plays.
Nafis and Anonymous.
Thrifty
Thank
comes to
you.
mind again as probably one of the most important rounds that we saw there that really allowed 100 Thieves to gain a bit of momentum back. EG ahead in various rounds that you would think they should be able to win, and yet they don't. Being punished as well on their attacking side. I mean, similar story in some cases to what we saw in the MIBR game, where their first half just left so much of a gap in terms of the round scoreline that it was just hard to recover that situation. EG were able to recover that.
Sorry, bro. I muted them. GG, map 1, 15, 13, 100 Thieves. Don't tell me next map is split. Pearl. All right, fuck it. Talk about the charity. Guys, if you're not aware, we are doing a Save the Children campaign charity. We're currently at $4,200 raised of our goal of 5K. Like to give a special shout out to everyone contributing. It's for a good cause. It's a good effort. It's a worldwide charity. They've been around for a long time. $5, $10, $1, everything counts. Thank you guys for supporting. I'll be matching the charity goal of 5K once we hit it to also give back my share. So we'll have at least 10K raised over the weekend. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Hi, Tarek. I'm in uni and too broke to eat clean daily. How do I get lean? Too broke to eat clean. Too broke to eat clean. Like you, what is you like? Isn't it more cost efficient to buy food and cook for yourself clean? I don't know what kind of answer to give. I'm not gonna lie. Because first of all, I lived with my family, and that entire time, my mom was like cooking for me, And then when I moved out, I had enough money to order food. So I haven't experienced it personally. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know. I have to skip meals sometimes just to pay rent. Why are you sub to me if that's the case? Kiwi cuts. You sub to me for 1 month. Is it a gifted? If you're skipping meals to pay rent, we got to figure something out, dog. That's not good. That's not good. That's really not good. That is cause for alarm. That you have to speak to an adult. You got to call somebody and figure it out. Am I dropping merch for the Masters event coming up? Not the Masters event coming up, but hopefully before the end of the year. I feel like I said that last year. Yeah. Am I going to Champs in Paris this year? More than likely. Re-release Tokyo Drop. My Tokyo Drop was so good, dude. I'm not gonna lie. My Tokyo Drop was my favorite one. It was so good. I'm trying to find the pictures of it, but I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Well, you can kind of see the bucket hat, the t-shirt, this hoodie with this in the back. The show is fire. The show is fire. Pull up my 2025 goals list and see how it's going. Nah, I don't know about that. The show is fire. It's really good. I've only had 2 drops. We did this and a little bro drop, right? I had 2 or 3. I'm gonna change the song. I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but the LA drop. Which one was the LA drop? Oh yeah, I said it after, but it grew on me actually. Like, I even when I sold the merch, like I was like I wasn't fully sold on it, and I said that even while I was like, but then Chad was like, it's not that bad. But then it also grew on me later on. I don't know. I would say my Tokyo one was my favorite. Shock? Is that a word? All right. Shit, son. All right, map 1 is done. Map 2 is coming up soon. Aiden, thank you for the 5. Pitt, thank you for the 25. Ranch 30. Nafis 25 again. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. I really did not think we were gonna hit 5K today. Although I did donate 1K of it already, even still, because it's just like I didn't really talk about the charity that much. It was on a whim, kind of. Did I go to EDC? Yeah, I did. Should we do what should we do? Mini crossword or just show? All right, we'll do this. Fuck it. This music. Hold on. Choose off the last possible minute. The second I have to
at least,
call Uber.
You know, at least talking about what is
20
the future for this map.
I have to get off 5.
The Astron, great for those
10.
retakes. Tejo,
We got 1
same
hour.
thing. Tejo is going to continue to be powerful for the next week and a half here, folks, until Master starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, Icy alongside Ye, the fact that EG is starting off on this attack side, that just has to give me confidence that Icy, Ye, truly, you know, they really want to exploit this double.
What kind of children's are we donating
yes,
from? There's no much
kind of
information.
That mentality that this team goes
What?
for.
I don't understand your question. We're
I
donating
was
for
thinking
children
maybe
all around the
perhaps
world.
with this tournament,
Whether it
could
be for
a
their
little bit of a
health,
call,
their
it could
safe,
be
their
a little bit of a
education.
swap. There were also a couple of games on Pearl
That's the
where
campaign.
you didn't exactly get to see the most out of Icy, where either Ye does well on one side, Icy does well on another side, but it's really just the
I'm
vice
gonna keep
versa,
this
where
charity
really
running
only
through the
one of
weekend,
duelists
whether
are
we hit the goal or
succeeding.
not.
Yeah, still just a tough call for EG, but still very excited to see the double duelists, of course. That EU was going to go back for it, but EU still has an opportunity here for a couple of headshots. He's going to be able to pick up the first and a couple of body shots to
me
boot.
and him.
Beautiful from EU, and still has 2
Oh,
bullets.
nice try.
Almost lining it up onto Superman, but that's
2v3.
more than enough time for 100 Thieves to rotate. All of that chaos to allow the footwork of 100 Thieves to actually go in. 2 players from
Misuaga.
EG back into elbow. They have the same angle. Nature alongside Icy. Neither one of them can break through Cryo.
Mississauga. I don't
Really, that
fucking
round to
know,
me was
man.
EU starting it, Cryo finishing, but EU delaying by so long. Obviously, the plan was in there. That part wasn't so far delayed.
Mississauga.
But the fact that they get to hunt
Mississauga.
EU down gives opportunity for the 100 team
Mississauga.
rotators come on
Mississauga,
through.
these
Gives opportunity
nuts.
for Cryo to be set up for success. The 100T playing off the momentum of their win on Icebox. They're going to get that nice pistol. Already a rifle in hand for EU, by the
Can you
way.
spell Mississippi? No joke.
Cryo's
I
going
don't
to play
think
this
so.
one a little bit on the cheaper side. Yeah, 100 Thieves 2 in a row here. Pistol
MISSISSIPI.
into anti-eco.
The fuck did I just
After
spell?
then cleaning
Someone
up the
clip that
OT
and
from
type
the
that
last
off to
map.
me.
EG, I hope they got a good mental reset from Icebox because I want to see a little bit more from their attacking side.
Right.
Didn't look good on Icebox.
It didn't look varied is the thing. They definitely looked like EG, to say the least. You know, when they played Icebox.
Oh, they got him.
Okay. Not changing up the
Punish from Ye,
pace,
though.
but that's great. Exactly. So Ye coming in, gonna be able to pick up the first, but again, it's just EG poking and prodding. It's nothing committal, Avril, as per usual.
No, but they have actually dropped Ye off, which I think is really nice from EG. That's going to force a reclear.
Got him.
Surely.
Overstayed, maybe?
Yeah, that's going to happen. The drone just spots him, and then EU will tap him through the wall.
No, EU just snagged him. He just fully had the angle from behind the smoke.
Fair enough. So Ye didn't end up buying as much time, or rather, he didn't end up having the kind of position that he could activate later on with that lurk that he wanted to.
He did the job though. He held
Is
the
the stream
rotators at this
desaturated?
point,
It is.
The 2 players over towards B.
The stream
For
we're
the
watching is a
pistols,
little
this is really all
desaturated.
you can do. It's a small advantages.
The digital vibrance
that
is
can,
low.
You know, at least make it worthwhile here to combine the sidearms, right?
It hasn't allowed EG to really push into A and find an advantage though, so
Not at all.
while he did slow things down, EG have themselves been a little bit slow and now caught into a situation where 100 Thieves knows what's up. They knew that Ye was dropped off, which means that now it's going to be an A finish. Can it be an A finish? It's just going to be EU straight into the blender. 4 on board.
He's one off ult.
away from the Nightfall now. EU on board for nearly an A set. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't get that first kill. But yeah, man, 100 Thieves clean on that anti-eco. Especially clean considering they fed all the kills into one player to give them now what could be a nice ultimate advantage into the first gun run at EG, which is dangerous, man.
Huge. It's just the fact that it is information on such a wide map. Rotations on this map need to be started a little bit earlier than others. So to get that early information, no matter where it comes from, that Nightfall, hopefully that helps them out in the future.
All right,
Maybe it
bonus
helps them
for
out
100
in the middle
Thieves.
of a retake. We'll see, folks. It still is huge for the fact
Aim
that
and
we're only
control.
on the 3rd round.
He's 1
Xander,
HP.
Xander on the front side alongside 2 others.
Oh,
trying to
fuck.
evade
He got
Icy,
owned
and
somehow.
Icy, he gets overwhelmed.
How did he get owned
Derek
so hard?
running for the
Rockets?
hills, nobody's
They
running up from
preemptively
behind him.
rocket the
We got
corner?
3 players here on A.
Well,
This
it's
is
too
just
loud.
dangerous for EG to step into. And Cryo
Nope.
almost snagging himself the collateral, but instead, yet another good trade like you were
Oh.
talking about earlier. He's made his way
Oh,
into the back line, is able to dash
Diablo.
away, and is able to pick out a couple more. 2 more defenders on
Regen
the other side of
shield.
the screen, but his teammates going into B at the moment, and they're running into a 1v2.
KJ's
What are you
alone.
told there? This is now going to be boosted. You're having to play
Can you get one
slowly, and
more?
that's Assuming more action doesn't
Does he
take
clear
place
left?
first. It's a 1v2 on both sides of the map, and we'll have to check the kill feed.
Wow, he did really good rounds.
Yay, 1-for-1. But what about over B side?
Wait.
Gets super down.
He can't get past the Bucky.
He's still living. How is he still
Actually
alive?
fucked.
Derek not coming out, not committed. With the shotgun just around.
Surprised he shot it.
I am so lost here. I am so lost. Derek not able to
No,
get an angle
no,
on
no,
the
no,
shotgun.
no.
And just unbelievable. 100 Thieves still able to land on their feet.
No,
even
no,
though,
no.
yeah, still breaking apart a
That's
little bit.
bonus for
100 Thieves
Thieves.
still had control of that round.
That was all Boostio.
Anonymous with $75. Thank you. Woman Dater 420 with 10. Thank you. Habiti, thank you for the 3. Anonymous, thank you for the 5. Thank you guys.
He did
Wow.
his job. He came through. Actually, got more than one, obviously, because he was able to flank all the way into Secret and then somehow get that angle brilliantly onto an unsuspecting 100 Thieves. But beyond that, even getting a further 1-for-1, wasting some time for rotators was more than what he was required to do. Boostio, though, was just insane in the fact that he held onto his positioning and didn't allow the plant to come in.
Fuck your 6, Habiti. I'm just kidding, bro.
And now 100 Thieves, they find themselves in a very comfortable position because of that Boostio.
I'm just kidding. It's actually
Pushing this
true.
team
We've seen many moments in
to a
Valorant
good
where it's
economic
true.
advantage, but they're not exactly in an easy round. You still have the Bladestorm on the other side for EG. Cryo.
We saw him, right?
Timing.
They saw Cryo.
Not able to find the shot, but this is still good to potentially find a contact over towards Long B. And in fact, 100 Thieves, they're just rethinking everything about this hold right now.
They have so much
three players over
info.
towards that B side. They're still rotating a bit, but no early information. It's going to have to come down to the gut check of the Astra.
Yeah, he's been dropped off again over towards the B side. This time, not in a position where he can be easily seen or picked out. As the rest of the players from
Wow, he
EG
didn't smoke
looking
right
back
away.
over
That's
towards
good.
A, but they're going to play directly
Good,
into 100
patience.
Thieves' hands. 4
Or,
members
like,
there.
discipline.
Nightfall still retained.
No panic
Another
from Gender.
drop-off. And this time as well,
This
with
feels...
the gate crash in hand, which means that Icy can make some noise. No, he's just going to
30
TP straight away.
seconds
Wow, he's not even going to try and
I was
take
going to say
anything on A.
obvious,
He's
but I
just
guess
gonna
not.
TP out, and now it's going to be all B action.
He's going to be all on Boostio once again.
Wow.
Boostio, wonderful reaction. Now
Nice,
it's
too
for
fast.
Long B, trying to go for Derek.
Pop the molly, though.
Boostio still somehow gets another kill onto Icy with
12
the Nano
seconds.
Storm from beyond the
They're
grave.
cooked. It's over.
4v3.
It's impossible.
100 Thieves, they have 3 players here on site, but with 10 seconds left, Xander, he might be able to shut this all down. And
They're getting owned. They should pause soon.
EU with a double kill.
These
too.
rounds are not even close
EG,
right now.
They didn't have much util. They didn't have much firepower to be able to stop 100 Thieves. Anyways, next round is the big one.
I mean, this has been a team effort first and foremost, with EU leading in the frags, cashing in the Nightfall that we talked about for so long. But to me, Boostio has done impactfully the most on 100 Thieves so far. He's not lighting up the kill feed, but what he is doing is, as the solo anchor, living and getting frags in situations where really he probably shouldn't be able to get away with as much as he is. He died in that last situation, but he gets 2 before he goes down, and then it's this easy Nightfall retake that really wasn't even a true retake because the plant wasn't even there yet.
Bro, I can't pronounce that. I don't speak that Danish. I don't speak Danish, bro.
Yeah, more than enough time for 100 Thieves to rotate in a map that might be a little bit too difficult to be able to rotate on, but yes, Drift is there for Icy. Icy's now on the front side, over towards A, still trying to make a little bit of chaos, but he's cleared up short for his teammates. Still a lot more work to do though. 4 players
It didn't
surrounding
pause.
for 100 Thieves.
I don't know if he necessarily got enough there. Yeah, you did clear out the extra angle on towards A-Link.
And that's mid-control at the bare minimum.
It is, but you are still going to fight into 4 players with both of the defensive Spawn, Flowers, Secret in control. And this is the type of composition as well, and I will also note the fact that you do have a bit of a, I don't know, flanking situation for Superman on the other side. But here we go, hit's going to come on through now. Dimensional Drift gave him the position he walked in. Can they get it done? First shot misses.
A whiff.
Does not miss though.
A whiff.
And the T and the plant is going to go in. Nobody able
A
to
gap.
deflect this one. All 3 players from 100 Thieves.
Wait,
going
Boostio's
into
still
the
waiting?
moment. They're gonna get sandwiched
Boostio's
here.
waiting for who?
Xander, that's still somehow incredible. He could be able to
How's
go for another
Boostio
roll,
waited that
potentially onto
long?
Nature. Nature's in a
Bro.
difficult spot, but they don't go for him. Nature holds onto his spot in the middle of sight. He's gonna be the
I can't believe the
catalyst.
Astro's that
And
slow.
He's able to get a big one. Yay on the extremity. Takes down EU to 50
Overheat?
HP. And with the shotgun,
Labored?
still nothing but 10 HP is perfectly
No
fine for
time.
the rest
They're
of his
stuck.
teammates to be able to clean
No
up.
time. They're
Oh
stuck.
my goodness. Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
EU!
Astro?
How did he do that? EU with 2 straight headshots. He's still going for the defuse, but he's been pulled. The grab wheel works from so far away. Superman goes to coast.
Superman took way too long, but I don't know how EU killed them all. Oh my god, how have 100 Thieves won that round? This is insane. That round was actually unlosable. What?
Oh man, I think Ye kind of losing his 1v1 there after dropping into pit is a little bit of a nasty
Yeah,
one.
I mean, he overheated, but I thought it was still
Good
fine.
for EG. Nature held down the fort. He was on towards A. In that post punt, they couldn't really flush him out. Gets his one.
That is Who found the 100 Thieves? Nate shot.
Right now, he's the only player on double digits, the one with the least amount of deaths.
Portal closed.
This is once again a situation for EG where they want to take control of this lane. This
Ooh,
time, fuck! That Cryo needs.
Shot his fucking elbow off.
Now it's just free frags here for 100 T. Xander around the corner.
Oh, God.
Goodness, lines
The
up
Donkey
2
Kong.
headshots easily onto Superman and
Oh, it
Nature
might be Joe.
keeps his
It might be
crosshair in
Joe
the same
and
angle.
Over.
Able to snag both, but Derek still has a chance here alongside his teammate. But there goes the kill from Cryo onto Derek. Icy 1v4. He's getting cloned out at the moment. Clone right in front of him. He's not gonna fall for the baits. Cryo doesn't spot him. 40 seconds left. Really, you just have to say good luck here to Icy as he faces a tall mountain to climb. 1v4.
30 seconds left.
Imagine they might even hunt him here as well. Do you really want Icy to get away with a gun?
Saving.
I don't think he's going to have the ability to really win this one, considering how many ults are online, 400 Thieves, how clean EU is right now in the server. I don't see him getting out fried. Cryo this round has been dynamite.
Sad
So,
NA's best team didn't qualify for Toronto. Gonna be no viewers for the major. Who's NA's best team that didn't qualify?
Cautious here to not push forward, even though I think if they just dropped Icy's gun, it would be pretty nice. I mean, yeah, they are kind of hunting. Boostio's like, you know what? I do kind of want this. Even EU willing to sacrifice his KD. Oh, he just
Screw is crazy, Victor.
Icy's happy to keep his gun though.
Yep. And the rest of his team
Ugo,
is very
అందుకు
happy
ఎందుకు
to
అరుస్తున్నావు?
because they need every single credit going into this round.
Wait, Ye has 7 kills. Everyone else has
ఏయ్
1.
వద్దురా నాయన రాత్రి నుంచి తన్నులే తింటున్నా నేనైతే. అరే లాస్ట్ 20% హెచ్పి ఉన్నప్పుడు వాడు ఒక కాంబో వేస్తాడు, చచ్చిపోతున్నా నేనైతే.
Again, this is just really a
Use
question
13
of
and
where
1.
is the potential here for EG outside of Ye. Every player on this team only has a single frag outside of Ye. Here we go. Cryo on the front side
Enzo.
has a smoke in front of him.
Ooh, you won't repeat, pussy.
Almost capitalizes
కానీ
on
వీడి
the
PS లో
Superman.
లేదుగా.
They're
అది దా
still
కామెడీ.
Nah, he's playing
maybe
smart. Don't
repeat,
repeat.
but
It's
that's
actually
as
bad.
aggressive as 100 Thieves are going to get
Personally,
this round.
I ain't leaving without one.
This might be a really wild
అలా ఇన్స్టాల్
double
చేయాలి.
cosmic divide
మీడియా
round as well. Seeing the
అరే.
intersected walls being played in.
Uh-oh. Diablo might die again.
Slow one for EG. They're not interested in mid this time. 2 rounds in a row, they were really heavily
Diablo might die
trying to
again
get
here.
mid. One of them costed Dimensional Drift to do so.
Wait, he got spammed. What?
You will just snipe out Ye. No problems at all. It is...
ఏయ్ లింక్ ఎట్లా వేసుకోవాలా?
Wait, Cryo's dead.
Best fragger.
Cryo's dead.
The only one that's got
Cryo's
more
so
than
dead.
one
Astra,
frag in the
Astra.
team
Show
so
me
far.
Astra. Observer.
Already down
Astra.
2.
There you go.
Currently top dog in the server.
Oh my god. He is... Imagine
This is
Superman
not
doesn't go
expected here on the
forward.
other side.
Alright, that was the last thing I thought would happen. That was last scenario in my
నేను ఏం
head.
చేద్దాం అనుకున్నావు? రా, అరే మొంగరా.
How's he alive? Ult. Good ult.
Super should have had the drop on him, and now the
Good
drift is
ult.
going to come on through Cryo, spotting everything that he needs. Knows that the spike is gone.
He's gonna die,
I
no?
can't really combo this with anything, but drift is going to be pretty scary here. He's going to go pretty far back and just cause problems for Derek at minimum.
What a peek. Good peek, bro. Good
Problem
peek.
confirmed.
That was a good peek.
Derek was always the problem.
Nah,
folks. Remember
EG
that.
might get,
Down
they might get,
nature.
you know what
Yeah, of
here.
course. 7
They might get
0
you know
going
whatted.
towards the way of 100 Thieves.
They might get
But
you know
that's how,
whatted.
again, 100 Thieves, even though it seemed very straightforward, that is still them changing up their tempo a little bit. We've seen different,
say it, but
different looks
you know you know.
towards A main. We've seen
ఆడదానే
different
ఉన్నా.
looks towards B main, and
That's
that's the most
true.
aggressive
They did
look
win
that we've
champs
seen
after.
from 100 Thieves so far in that spot. And
Problem is,
EG,
they got no events
they
to
can
win.
barely find a footing in this game.
That's the
period.
difference this time.
Imagine
They
when
ain't
they're
going to
facing
any
a
events that they could
different
win
look
at?
100 Thieves every single round, basically. Almost every single round. This is just
Maybe a
head
waste.
scratching. If you try to get into the minds of EG, you can tell how frustrating this is.
And even the close rounds for EG, they kind of lose it because Busio gets a little bit more done than he should be allowed to. You know, this is kind of like a couple of the fumbles from EG onto Icebox now transferring over towards Pearl, and I think the fumbles are maybe getting a little bit more dire as well in terms of how it's happening. You're seeing
Loser here plays MIBR tomorrow.
Ideally, he shouldn't be allowed to get away with this time.
And then winner plays NRG to qualify.
Get out with his life at least. 2 members made it up through mid, by the way, for EG, which could be a little bit dangerous.
So Bustio not getting extra credit, not getting any credit at all for the round. Yay, taking him away.
This should be winnable. 7-1 inevitable.
Finally have given up a sight.
Because crowd was low. 7-1 should be inevitable. I wonder if they even invest the Astro Wall.
How do they retake?
They finally don't just lose to a Busio who gets way too much. You know, Busio
exactly
get a 2-for-1 trade here where he really shouldn't get anything. And 100 Thieves, okay, Cosmic Divide in here. Low HP Cryo, remember. And he's retaking on and off, which might be a little risky.
Yeah, let's see if he's sharp here. Indeed he is, at least with the first frag. Xander's going to be able to take him back. That smoke in front of Nature is so pivotal here. Nature using this as a coverage to try to get a couple of headshots, and this is just so fresh. The Nebula not going away for any time whatsoever. And like you said, the time is there.
Tragic.
Xander's going to go away to salvos. And finally, EG snagging around. Yes, 3 players go down, actually, and that's huge for the Eco. But more importantly, of course, EG with a round.
It's actually kind of gross for the Eco. You want to win that one, but with 3 players is dropping. I mean, look at their money. It's like, uh-oh, now we can't buy full armor.
These guys are pros, as you.
Actual gun. Yeah, he's
7-1. Sorry, Brazil.
He's fully armored up with a.
We love you though.
Which, you know, we'll trust.
Come to Sao Paulo.
Just smoothly and fine.
K.
As I mentioned,
Fala galera.
Because that hurdle has been pretty nasty for EG. Every time they go B, Busio has just been a problem for them. And so getting that out of the way early, also putting a ton of damage onto Crow despite not getting the kill, just makes the retake slightly more awkward. And obviously, the Vice.
Come to Sao Paulo. We give you the picanha. We give you the picanha, fresh.
Slows down the retake so much that
you like
there's just not
picanha?
going to be enough time at the end of it.
The deep interactions for EG on either side not working out. Deep into A main, didn't work out. Deep into B main, whenever 100 Thieves peeked in, didn't work out. So EG evading both deep peaks at the moment.
What's he talking about? Never mind, bro. Y'all never been to Fogo de Chao? Brazilian barbecue?
Covering at least the
picanha
steak? Or the entries coming in from mid.
Asuna's going to fall off the link.
Honestly, it's good bang for your buck. How much is it? Is it 50 or 75? All you can eat. If it's 50, probably good bang for your buck.
నేను అన్ని స్టాన్సెస్ అన్ని తీసేసినారా సీదా ఫౌండేషన్ పోయి ఏం చేసిన ఓన్లీ స్మాష్ స్టాన్స్ ఒకటి పెట్టుకొని దాన్ని 20/20 ఓపెన్ చేసిన పిల్లర్ స్టాన్స్ కూడా తీసేసిన స్పెల్స్ అన్ని ఇంకా ఏం అన్లాక్ చేయలేదు ఫస్ట్ లెవెల్ అన్లాక్ చేసుకున్నా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ అయితే 0 లోనే ఉంచిన మొత్తం తీసేసిన అట్లా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ నాది 7 ఉండే మొత్తం తీసేసిన స్టాండ్ ఇంకా స్టాండ్ కూడా పెట్టుకున్నా ఇంకా మల్టిపుల్ మంకీస్ కదా ఇక ఫోన్ అని పెట్టినా
too much to be able to fight back into this, but look at this. Map control for EG is disconnected from the A site, and Nightfall is here to cover up some positions.
Well, they don't know what's happening around Link. Main is obviously going to be compromised. Quick tap to see if there's any response coming on through. Some good shots from Cryo might just even the odds a little bit. Time will be a little bit difficult soon. Nightfall should be coming through sooner rather than later, especially now the Cryo's down. EU the only one alive, 1 versus 4.
Nah, sure.
I think he might just have to save it in terms of his ult. The odds are against him. The time has run out. And I'm afraid, me personally, not the biggest fan of that opening Armageddon play. I think they believed they had a trap set up. But EG were
7-2 comeback.
EG were happily on the outside of it, so they just wait, chill, come back in, get a nice clean entry on towards A, and then set themselves up for a numbers advantage.
And this time, though, because of them actually being able to take advantage of that mid control, I mean, 100 Thieves, maybe you can put the credit a little bit onto 100 Thieves as to why EG won that round. The fact that they continue to funnel themselves back into main, as long as they make
Isn't this production a bad look for Valorant? You can't see the players or their buys.
Numbers, but yeah, no. At the end of the
I mean,
day,
yeah,
you
it's
still
kind of
did
like
see
fucking Mickey
an
Mouse. I'm not gonna
EG
lie.
that
Considering it's
finally
yeah.
It's just unbelievable. 4 players from 100 Thieves.
Good mid fight.
Wide swing into mid.
I mean, what a comeback it would be if they can close out minimum 4 for this round after being 0-7. If they can get it would feel pretty good. This feels decent for NT though. Sorry, good flash.
Wow.
Multi-frags.
It's just unbelievable. 4 players from 100 Thieves. Completed.
EG and MIBR again. I'm explaining this so poorly, bro. Fuck. But anyway, now that we're in the second qualifier, there's 4 teams in the second qualifier. 2 teams out of the 4 left will go to the event. Wait, no, is it 2? Yeah, it's 2.
And now they're back into their own
2 out of the 4 teams in this qualifier will make it.
They got 3 ultimates on
I mean,
well
fuck, I didn't explain that well, but to be honest, it's
EG
fucking
are
confusing.
still determined, you know,
If I'm trying to explain it from the beginning,
not scared to
I understand it, but I didn't explain it that well. But I can explain it better if I try again. Can I try again? I'll try one more time.
And you have to remember,
Nah, you got it.
Salvage an operator from that last round, and 100 Thieves maybe not respecting that.
No.
అరే ఫోకస్ 3 పాయింట్స్ వస్తున్నాయిరా మొత్తం అన్ని అన్లాక్ చేస్తే
Comes out empty for them given that.
2
Yeah,
teams
well,
from
now
each
you
region
justify
invited
your
automatically.
3 వచ్చినాయి 4th పాయింట్ వస్తలే ఫోకస్
2 teams from each region in second qualifier. Every other team plays in first qualifier. Second qualifier becomes 4 teams. From second
Level 33
qualifier,
అనుకుంటా.
2 teams
32.
qualify out of the 4, making it a 16-team event, which means 4 teams from each region in total.
లెవెల్స్
If you can't understand that, then I'm trying to dumb it down too much. I need to just explain it like, and if you get it, you get it.
Stepping into that B site, but 100 Thieves, it's not like they don't have a response here. Here comes the
I think I'm trying to dumb it down too much almost. I know as crazy as it sounds. I'm trying to explain too many specifics that I don't need to.
Yeah, a little bit of movement, some util being played in there. Xander falls though.
Okay, I missed the whole round.
A is compromised. Lot hasn't happened yet. I don't think they can really make a rotate happen through.
ఆ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ వాడు నొక్కనే ఉంది కదరా ఇంకేముంది ఉంది ఇంకో ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ దొరికిందా నీకు
8 seconds.
Not gonna get anything, but EU is gonna get one. Rifle still there, just enough time to plant.
బ్రో నేను స్పిరిట్స్ కలెక్ట్ చేశాను 10 కలెక్ట్ చేసిన 11 అనుకుంటా
1v3.
And it just works out, of course. Everyone else
Close.
from the defensive side back over towards spawn. That pillar
ప్రతి
being
స్పిరిట్
perfect for the plant.
సావట్లేదు
Had the angle
First
for
is-
that top side.
అదే
Hungover
ఫస్ట్
with the
నేను
10.
ఇక
Anonymous with
మినీ
the
బాస్
10.
అనుకున్నా
Sidewalk
కానీ
with the
తర్వాత
5.
అర్థమైంది స్పిరిట్స్ కలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అని రప్ప అన్ని కలెక్ట్ చేస్తా
10. Thank you, guys.
Opportunity. He has a full kit of utility. He has not
We're
spotted
approaching
anyone back over towards elbow.
4,500.
Nobody's peeked in. Stupid
8-3.
A light shot.
Can you explain it again? I was getting food. Okay, so basically, from each region,
Last
2
round.
teams. Nah, I'm kidding. Fuck you, bro.
Coming through, getting cryo down. And then afterwards, 100 Thieves just had no info. I think that was like one of the lowest info defenses they've had. Really, all the info was Xander pushed up on A main, and beyond that, they've lost the entirety of the rest of the
Okay,
map.
so
They lost B
basically,
main, they
from
lost
each
both sides
region,
of mid,
there's
they lost
2
so much of
teams
mid.
invited
The Yay
direct.
was nearly pushing into spawn.
నువ్వేం ఆడుతున్నారా
So 100 Thieves were really working on not a lot there, not really understanding what
I'm
was happening
sorry.
around the map, which is quite scary when the entire map is dark.
Imagine Tarek is your math teacher. Okay, so basically, y equals mx plus b. You see this line?
Just a lot of
This is
pressure.
called the slope.
So much pressure.
The formula
on these 2 players, and
is
there you
here.
go, Cryo, able to nail his shot.
Forgot even how to use that formula. I'm not
He
gonna
now
lie.
goes down. I mean, they've just held up enough time for these rotations to potentially come in for 100 Thieves. One player.
You
has
plug in the
joined
fucking
back
numbers.
of
That's
A.
the formula. That's it.
EG,
They give you the
they're looking to
answers.
readjust now. They have 2
They give you the
players going
answers
back
and you put it
towards
in.
So Armageddon down. Cryo
It's
was
5v3, 5v4.
really good on the operator a couple rounds ago when 100 Thieves was still massively, well, they are still massively leading, but when they were flawlessly leading, let's say 7-0.
Still the Pythagorean theorem? A square plus b square equals c square?
Duel to super last
There's
round.
times.
It's not going to falter now. Drift is going to spot everybody else.
No more math. No more math.
For the most part, Spike actually got... okay.
Yeah, and there's some information over on that mid side too.
Busquio's dead.
Here comes Boostio with an opportunity.
What a good seize. What a good seize. What a good.
Nature finally comes up with a bit of a frag, but that is going to be the half. That is.
Don't. Not gonna lie.
Win here on the pistol round, put themselves in economic advantage. It's only going to be Superman.
But
on
the Knicks are popping off, man. They choked yesterday, but today's a new day.
On this ace side, so really lining up for that retake, and the double duelists very excited to see how they can maybe react here on a retake. But
oh god, you're gonna fake comeback, aren't you?
It is Superman snagging both Boostio and Cryo, and what a setup in the back with the shear. The wall goes up, Superman's able to isolate too, but still a lot more work to do.
So that was a historic choke by the Knicks. Yeah, you clearly didn't see the 1v3 NRG loss earlier. You thought the Knicks choke was bad?
Xander, he's gonna have the important angle here. He's gonna have
half
the off angle towards the spike. With that well timed, did the grab will take it off?
2v5. Let's see if we can fuck this up.
Nature now around the corner.
1v5. Can we lose?
And that works out. So 100 Thieves, they delay a little bit.
Who you rocketing, low, bro?
But EG still ends up coming out of it basically.
Oh my god, he got a kill.
-1 down. Asuna will be able to at least bring one back around, but what a opening coming through from EG. They needed that. I think losing the pistol here and giving the 10 over to 100T might just shut the door on their comeback potential. So this was, in my mind, basically required.
They're playing pre-Tejo nerf.
Yeah, what a
for anyone confused.
Opening couple of shots coming through.
Hey,
but we just had this conversation about the fact
UK, you're typing all your messages in different lines. 1 minute timeout, form a fucking sentence, dude.
Steps up. Says I'll take a couple for myself.
Every word is a different message.
EG, their team, Vice on the defense as well. It's gonna be a stronger look. It should be on paper.
There.
This is the first time we're seeing Asuna on Teo, or have I missing the games?
Derek's looking for
Asuna on Teo.
This is a
that's probably
moment where
happens.
EG could potentially start to get proactive, start to catch a little bit of that information.
I mean,
These players
Asuna's
are
like flex, so.
very steady at the moment for good reason. Good stuff from Superman, picking up the kill onto Boostio. You, however, taking out Ye. Cryo doing the same on to Superman. It is only down to Derek.
Wait, is this an eco?
Only has a sheriff here. This is basically down to even strength. It's
ooh, good damage though.
SMGs.
2v3.
He's still somehow able to get the kill.
He got out.
The EU. The salvo's coming in, and Derek still somehow able
Crown
to
needs to get this banger on Flower. 3, 2, 1.
Things open. This Guardian could be absolutely huge. Nature around the corner. Is gonna take him out. One more player left in a 1-on-3, and Asuna has a red carpet to beat.
That was brilliant coming through. Derek just staying alive, holding down the fort, doing
a
lot of what we saw from Boostio on their defensive side.
30 seconds left.
Plenty of utility to play through. A plant will come on in, but his opportunity to actually get
don't biting.
Round win is going to be up for question, and he'll
what the fuck?
right here. You'd imagine. Okay, Nature didn't actually commit onto that.
As soon as I said, nah, I don't want the plant.
Get a fair shot.
Oh, he's rocketing him.
But now with no time, can we even see a plant?
It's happening right now. He doesn't want the plant. What's up, bitch?
Around the corner. They're gonna shut him out.
He thought they were closer.
Collecting a frag with a team ace. Still the expected 5th round going their way. They didn't invest too much, as you saw Derek going into that round with a sheriff too. So their economy still.
All right, KK, you're getting annoying, bro. Take 30 minutes off now. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now you're just being annoying. Next time, it's going to be a week. And I know you're going to be mad. So you better pipe down, pup.
As we take a look at the buy here, I don't think anyone would have shown the money to get an op early. Now we don't. Yeah, I mean, certainly damage has been done. Maybe not in that first round.
Okay, first round. Bonus here, actually.
More players that go down for the side of EG, but it's looking much better for the comeback now. 5 and 9. Feeling better about the score for EG, but this is the one where 100 Thieves will.
Thank you for the $5, poor little bro. Juan, thank you for the 5. Thank you, guys. If you can't afford to donate more than $5, that's totally fine.
For 100 Thieves,
everyone is
should be fine for a hit back over towards B, but this is really going to call onto EG now. This is going to be weird with the information. These players are going to have to react very last second here. The Yoru, don't know if he's going to hear anything by the time these players come in, but this drone is going to do everything for him. Did they?
Ooh, he actually broke it.
Icy around the corner. He doesn't exactly know if the drone caught him out yet. He's still holding on to the same spot. But this is big now. 45 seconds left. The rotation's coming in a little bit steady. 3 players here for EG on this B site to try to hold off 4 players from 100 Thieves. Salvo coming in. Icy dodging all of it. Ye is still around the corner too with a couple
big
of
entry.
shots to potentially get, but he misses out on his first.
That entry
shot.
back call is the
Xander
round,
gets him
if you
back.
ask me.
And this is basically the round here with Nature around the corner with only a Guardian, and Nature's gone. 4v2.
Solid take. And they have a flank.
1v2 with not a lot
Wrap
to
this
say,
shit
I
up.
think, from the EG side.
100 Thieves
Now
versus NRG, bro.
only
Wrap
one
this
left to
shit
play
up,
through.
bruh.
At least Super will be good to take down EU. Pretty clinical coming through from 100 Thieves, working their way up into B, clearing away some of that Vice utility, and then just launching salvos, and all of the rest, stars down, coming through from Xander. And not too much effort required from 100 Thieves in there to make sure they can cleanly win that round 3.
Not 400. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. That's the first round that 100 Thieves have won in this happened. It looks so casual. 100 Thieves.
I do gotta
Full head
leave
of
soon.
steam. They're
There's
gonna
another
put
game
4
after this.
players
Last
back
game
on
of the
board to
night.
be long, and
We're
look
back at it
this from
tomorrow,
EG.
though.
They have 2
I
players,
started my stream late
3
today. I'll try to be on
players,
time
all the line
tomorrow.
of sight of this one spot where 100 Thieves are popping out of. This is huge. Yay on the
Holy
front side.
fucking
Gonna be able to
shit.
take away one from the platform.
You
Onto with a
fucking
big one,
fucks.
and Icy picking up 3.
He's going crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Surviving with 31 HP at the very
They have a
end.
chance in the game,
But
maybe.
that is the hero play that EG was setting up for. They had 3 players there in the firing range of B. One of those 3 players was going to come up with a big play, and that's exactly what happens. Icy steps up.
Tomorrow,
Now, it's
BO5 is
like a
fine.
few players
I just
on
have
the
to get off
100G side,
early tonight.
all the way at the back of B main. We're also stunned up as well, so brilliant capitalization there, but things got a little bit tricky when Arsenal actually found 2 in the middle of all of that, so wasn't the
It's a BO3 and a BO5 tomorrow.
cleanest
Yeah, tomorrow's a
situation,
long
but
watch
EG
party.
held on strong.
Tomorrow's a
Look at this
long
from
ass
Boostio.
watch
He's
party.
isolated. Superman pops down, and Boostio
wow.
gets a
Nah,
one-on-one.
Boostio doesn't win these.
This is huge now. He has
Pipe down, Piggy. Know your
he has a
place.
bot to
Can he get
use.
spiked,
Go
though? Can
save.
he actually get the spike is the issue
Pipe
now.
down, Piggy.
He
Go
doesn't know
save.
about a crossfire. If there is a potential crossfire and the spike is behind a wall, these 2 would have to peek in to try to catch Boostio.
30
Boostio now has
Holy
the spike.
fuck, he actually has a
30
chance.
seconds left.
What time do I start
Boostio,
tomorrow?
Can he be a hero? He already started off the 1v3 right.
First
He
match is
just
at
has
11,
2
right?
more
Or
to go.
12?
I think this could be a drift play as well. I mean, you don't want to be too greedy here for EG. You know you're down 5 rounds. Drift in, spot him out.
He's
Wait,
hiding.
I'm watching the clutch, bro.
hiding.
Hold on. Is that
So
12
the
Pacific?
drift
I start
might
30
not
minutes
catch
before the
him
match.
If Boostio can effectively hide, it has seen him surely. Yeah, they know where he is now.
But he
Play
TP'd
this
back.
1v2.
This is one-on-one.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Boostio around the corner.
Oh, Piggy!
Second.
Piggy!
Boostio keeping on top with a
Nah.
1v3.
Nah. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I hang up my watch party. I retire on top. Fuck it. I've seen it
Says it
all.
in the name right
I can
there.
say I've
The
seen it
evil
all.
genius is just can't
You know
hold
he's
on
standing
to
for
these
sure. He's
leads.
100% standing.
They allow
He's
the spike to go
1000%.
through. They
I'll
happen
bet
to
lots
play
of
the
money
right
he's
side.
standing.
Dimensional drift is gonna
He
be
might even
difference
throw his
maker.
headset.
It was, 'cause it
He might have legit thrown his
100%
headset.
reveals the position
Might be a tech pause
of
here.
Boostio. Then all you have to do is play that 2v1. Minimum, you trade a player. You lose a player, that's fine. Your second player trades, you win the round.
Wait, the
Not
funny part is
if
he
you
in his
line
bedroom
up
or are they on
Boostio,
LAN?
the
Boostio might have
stars
just
and
stood
D
up in his
line
bedroom
for him. I'm
alone.
not talking
He might be
Astro.
standing
It's
in his bedroom.
Boostio
No one else is
that
there to see
gets
it.
Another brilliant round in the bag. This guy's been on fire.
Unbelievable. In terms of
I don't know
pure
if they're at the
impact plays
compound.
these
Are
last
they?
2 maps,
They are? Okay, they're at the
Boostio,
compound.
He's
Okay,
basically
okay.
having a Mata type performance here, where if he posts himself behind an angle, you can basically guarantee 1 or 2 frags coming out of him. It's been
Boostio's
the same
vaping
sort of play with
naked
Ye
in his
so far, by
bedroom,
the way,
1v3ing
with
versus
him
EG.
converting on his crossfires. Beautiful play coming out from Boostio so far, but here is a coverage of the B site. A lot of Ice Util coming out. Cryo.
Oh, this is the round they
has
lose?
crossed up the sheer, and he has been able to find anything. but
Cryo
there he is.
can't
Cryo
stop.
pops in, and he pops 2. Still, you have 1 more on site.
Oh, he saw him.
Ye's been full
Oh
fledged.
my-
Cryo's sheer, and he has been able to find anything. but there he is.
Cryo
Cryo
can't stop.
pops in, and he pops 2. Still, you have 1 more on site.
Oh, he saw him.
Ye's been full
Oh
fledged.
my
Cryo's looking for a
ace.
third.
Go,
It
bro.
is
Ace, bro. Fuck out my way. Fuck out my way, bitch. Fuck out my way. Oh, fuck.
That's just off timing. Yeah, hate to see it.
Where's
Cryo.
the guns
12
out,
to
man?
5
Nice
going
try.
towards the side of 100
He
Thieves.
had
One
it. If he
more
had his
round,
gun out,
they are in the finals.
Mr. 4K,
I
don't
think
miss.
That last round with Boostio getting the clutch
GG.
has
It's
completely
over.
broken EG.
12-5.
EG were barely
Damn, that's a sad way to
online
lose.
for a potential
It's a
comeback.
sad way
And
to
now
lose. I'm not gonna lie.
to get 7 rounds in a row flawlessly when they've struggled on this map. I mean, they're kicking themselves at the fact that they didn't quite when Icebox in that second half looked so brilliant for them. Too many rounds slipped through their fingers, and this has just been a dominant showing from 100 Thieves. It's not even like EG have let too many rounds. Yeah, there has been a clutch, but when you look at the 7-0, no excuses there for EG.
Hold on now, Icy. He's been spotted out in this angle before.
Wow, he TP's up to fucking clone the thing?
100 Thieves at the moment. They have somebody all the way in the back covering their flank purely because here in long, they can stay as long as they want. EG does not want to fight this angle at all.
EG's gone for an aggressive mid
100 Thieves
play
are so
here.
close to beating G2 as well. I know, they should have beat G2. They were up.
The main is obviously going to be quite dirty in terms of the
11-5 or
side,
wait, what was the map? Was it Ascent or Pearl? 11-6.
Very much
on Pearl, right? Was it on Pearl? Oh yeah, it was the bug, the Vice bug, and I remember. I mean, I don't know if it was a bug or what, but I remember, yeah. With Leaf and EU.
For EG. And like you said,
wait, yeah, both of these teams should have beat G2. EG was up as well.
By Boostio.
Weren't they up? I don't forget. I don't know what they were up. EG was up too, no?
He still has so much work to do here. Is he going to put in a bit of noise here? No, he's not. His teammates
EG was up 11-8 on this map as well. Oh, the Yay Dash. No, EG was down. I don't know. They were down that map, but I don't know. It's over though.
There's Boostio to cut things off. It's all on
oh, the Yay Dash was at 11-8?
Only a single frag. 2 more from EG to try to be a hero.
GG.
Cosmic Divide's in play here as well. This is looking like the end for EG.
Surely.
Can Nature and Icy get it done? Super carry Yay is gone. The Armageddon is
I kind of agree with Leaf's point. Like, there's some bugs in the game or some glitches where it's a bug or whatever. I don't know what it is. But, like, as a pro player, unless it's like game breaking, I guess it's your responsibility to know that glitch and use it. But then you would look at like Counter-Strike when Big was using the bug fix or when they were doing the jumping thing.
Now to 2 more representatives here for North America and the Thieves.
But then like as a pro player, I kind of agree with Leaf's point. Like there's some bugs in the game or some glitches where it's a bug or whatever. I don't know what it is. But like as a pro player, unless it's like game breaking, I guess it's your responsibility to know that glitch and use it. But then you would look at like Counter-Strike when Big was using the bug fix or when they were doing the jumping thing.
Now to 2 more representatives here for North America and the top side. 100 Thieves and NRG escaped day 1. But what a game there from 100 Thieves. EG, they put up quite the fight in map number 1, but that one was all 100 Thieves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that is... Look at this. EU, by the way, he stepped up so large.
Yeah.
In that early lead, we talk about the 7-0. That is the 7-0.
NRG versus 100 Thieves in the upper finals BO5 tomorrow. And MIBR EG in the lowers BO3.
Yay, dominant as ever in terms of his own
and then winner and loser. So... lots of Valorant to come, to be honest with you.
I still think for me, despite being a little bit further down in the actual KD